Yeah, it's okay to be jealous. It's okay to be jealous I pulled the baddest boy in school, Shrek, captain of the football team. I understand. You know, with my charm, I've managed to pull Shrek. Now, I'm sure many people want him, but he's mine. I ain't giving that up. Hey, man, guess what? Is this Jordan? No. I like the idea, though. You're thinking of Petra, Iodo. I like the idea. You're kind of cooking there. This might be Birmingham. You can see your hole from here. There are a lot of holes on screen today. A lot of tryptophobia. You should have gone all in. Hey, welcome in, everybody. Happy Thursday. My name is Sclimbo from Sock's VTubing agency, certified self-improvement VTuber who runs a gym. And today, we're doing our usual fitness just chatting, answering questions, talking about topics, and I got stuff for you today. Not only do we have marshmallow questions to answer, not only do we have a new protein food item, not only do we have topics about how to deal with choice paralysis, we also have a tier list of what animals I think I can beat in a fight. We're going to do a lot today. It's going to be a good time. I found the dwarves. Yeah, the Misty Mountains out here. No, everybody, welcome to literally Luoyang. Welcome to Luoyang, China. Ancient Chinese capital, made famous by Dynasty Warriors. Hit location in Dynasty Warriors, Luoyang. Oh, thanks for the brick and model, Delmeyer. Bless up. Yeah, we do have Asia. But welcome in, everybody. Hold on, let's give votes out to Asia. All right, and Mint, could you do me a favor now that is over? Can you pin the marshmallow for me, please, for the stream? Because as always, everybody, if you want to ask any fitness questions or nutrition questions or any questions anonymously, you can do that on the marshmallow link, which is going to be pinned in chat in just a moment. We got one already, but, we'll yap for a little bit as more come in. That link right there. Click that. Good, go. But, hey, welcome in, everybody. I'm having a great day. Oh, I'm having a great day. It's been as usual. What do you mean rat over Sclimbo, Div? No way. I could fight like 100 rats. I mean, we do have to consider poison damage like we talked about earlier on Twitter, but like, in the fight, I can take like at least 100 rats. Don't you worry about it. It would eat your food? No, it wouldn't. I could eat the rat, If I could eat the animal, I'm going to win against it. But, I have a lot of thoughts, right? There's a lot of animals. I've expanded the tier list from what I posted on Twitter. So there's going to be even more creatures. Hey, Maury, you have a lot of questions as to what this model is? Oh, this is Bricked, Maury. Hold on. Let me just, there you go. If you're confused as to what it is, Maury, you can just go ahead and click that link right there. Click the fandom wiki link to Brickin' and you'll understand everything. I'm a 1 pound brick of chicken. They turned me into a 1 pound brick of chicken. You can top out a baboon? I don't think I can take a baboon. I don't want to like spoil anything ahead of time, but I really don't think like monkeys. Here's the problem with monkeys, right? And apes in general. They scale like I do. Like all the buffs that humans get, monkeys also have, but they're stronger. So like I'd say monkeys, I top out at like spider monkey, maybe. Or like the howler monkeys that raise their arms and go, ooh. Those ones. I probably top out at those with the neck sacks that go like, ooh. That's probably the strongest one. Once we get to chimp size, it's over for me, actually. Yeah, apes are like 5%. They're like 300 pounds lean. Well, they're like 200 pounds lean, and they have 5% body fat, and they'll rip your face off. Yeah, monkeys are not a good matchup, They're better than us. They're just better. Can Kung Fu defeat raw animal strength? I can, well, not against an ape. It's gonna rip my ear off. Like, it's gonna eat my face. I can't do that. Used to watch Orangutan Island on Animal Planet. Yeah, no, I'm not fighting an orangutan. I'm not winning that. Granted, I do have a bias towards monkeys being better than me, so like you're gonna see the scaling that's really weird because I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I could take a wolf, but a monkey, that's gonna kick my butt. So I'm very pro ape, You're gonna merge me with chimp DNA? That'd be really nice. Could you do that? Actually, I want to be like, you ever see those videos of that guy working out with the chimps and they're just like dragging him everywhere? That's so cool. I want to do that. It's like the picture of the big monkey that looks like Light Yagami and he's holding his hand out. I want to take that hand. I want to see what he has to show me. I want to know. Can you show me? I want to know about those strangers like me. Imagine if we can get a chimp or gorilla to lock in. Well, that's the thing. Okay, so this is what I call the gorilla theory of strength. The gorilla problem, if you would. We don't know how strong a gorilla actually is because we've never been able to tell a gorilla to lock in and deadlift like a bar, right? For all we know, gorillas have infinite deadlift strength. We've seen them lift a ton, But we don't know what the upper level of that is, because how do you truly test how strong a gorilla is? You can't tell it to do a lift or lift a car. Maybe they're infinitely strong. Maybe they can lift up the earth. We don't know. That's the gorilla problem, you know? So we have to consider that. We have to consider that. Hi, what happened to you? Hey, Giddy. You know, normal stuff. All right, let me welcome everybody in and we'll get started with the day. Starting from the top. If a Karen can lift a car in an adrenaline situation, imagine a gorilla. Yeah, I mean, I can lift a car in a non-adrenaline situation, but like if it's a light car, I can deadlift the back. I'm not lifting the whole car, you know? A little different. It's a little different. All right, let's see here. Starting from the top, let's welcome everybody in for the day. Welcome in to, drumroll please, Tufo, Frost, Foxtrot, Ayoto, Orpheus, Shadowbendith, Jinan, Double A, Bengus, Berendi, Stay Bright, Dragon, Mint, Binka, Supamika, Edgy Gamer Gal, Tyler, Shadowbendith, thank you for the streak, and the streak from Edgy as well. Let's see, Mammon's Foot, Peoplers, Varn, Double A, that's a jump scare, Delmeyer. Who else we got here? Zabraf, Zora, Div, Queso, and Woozer. Welcome in, everyone. I've seen videos of gorillas lifting a deadlift bar with one hand. Yeah, that's what I mean. We don't know how strong they are. That's crazy. Hey, Map, what's going on? Queso? Wait, what? No, not queso. That's different. Different queso. Queso Jama. Like the yummy treat queso. Hey, Sharada. Welcome in. Like the yummy treat queso, not anything else. Not anything else. Just like the yummy snack, you know? Nothing fancy. Just a little old queso Jama. Just a little. Speaking of which, I had some queso on my like bowl yesterday. It was pretty good. Naruho do for sure. Hey, Heroic, welcome. I have a question for you. What other version of Donkey Kong Bonanza is there? This doesn't count. What other version? As a yummy snack, because I enjoy it. I don't think there's another version of Bonanza, right? It's just Switch 2 exclusive. I don't think that one was on Switch 1. This is what I've found. Gorillas are physically capable of using exercise equipment due to their strength and similar anatomy to humans. They lack the training techniques for complex lifts. While they wouldn't use gyms voluntarily, they could theoretically train for basic high-load exercise. That's the thing. But like, you can't, like, we can't tell a gorilla to like eat optimal protein and practice lifting, so we don't know the theoretical upper limit of gorillas. That's really scary. That's really scary. What if they're like stronger than tanks? And we just don't know. Hey, Duncan, welcome. The Dunster. Well, welcome in, everyone. Just eat gorilla chow. It's not optimal. The thing is that's really unfair about most animals is like they don't, like most animals just barely eat protein unless they're like carnivores straight. They just barely eat protein and gain muscle anyway. It's super unfair. It's super unfair. I wish I could do that. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I like eating meat, but I wish I could eat like bamboo and get super jacked. That'd be really nice. Gorilla super soldiers. Yeah. Wait, what's Gorilla City? I don't know anything about Gorillas. Thank you for the 6-month soon 7 sub. Appreciate that, Duntham. And the street queso. Thank you. Hey, Edu. What's going on? We're talking about gorillas. Yeah, we're literally in China today. We're in Luoyang, like I said, made famous by Dynasty Warriors and also real life history. Those two things, but mostly Dynasty Warriors. DC Comics Gorilla Grodd. Well, I've heard of that, but like, what about like a city of gorillas? Silverbacks can lift over 1,763 pounds. Yeah, but we don't know. We don't know if it's higher. Like, someone saw a gorilla lift 1,700 pounds. That doesn't mean a gorilla can't lift 2,000 pounds. That's the problem. That's the gorilla problem. And we're going to run into it today, I think, you know? Also, Duncan, thank you for the 94. Getting close to 100 on the check-ins. It is a goated IP. It's really nice. It's really good. I love Dynasty Warriors. We should play sometime. I like to play a lot of 4 and 5 Empires. That was really good. Ooh, that was really good. And by the way, everything in Dynasty Warriors actually happened. That was all real. Everything happened. Zhuge Liang could summon fire. That was real. They used to do that back in ancient China. That's everything that happened. It's just all real. All of it's real. 4 and 5. Yeah, past that, they kind of got stingy for a little bit. Especially Lubu. Yeah, Lubu was real. They were all real. They were killing each individual hero from the Three Kingdoms era was killing like thousands of people every day, single-handedly. It was all real. All real. Hey, Magical, welcome in. Thanks for the check-in. Anyway, let's start answering some marshmallows and yap for a little bit, everyone, huh? I'm actually going to wait a little bit for the marshmallows to come in because we got a couple topics to talk about first. A couple things I saw that were kind of interesting. So, first things first, check this out. I saw an item this morning that piqued my interest. All right, as usual, we're doing a little food review. All right, everybody, check this out. Hey, Shiplord, thanks for the hydrate. This is, I think, Professor Wu's or Dr. Wu's protein ramen. Chef Wu. Yeah, now the part that really interests me here wasn't the macros, it was the price. So I was at Walmart this morning doing my usual shopping for Taco Bell condiments, and take a look at this, right? 320 calories, 20 grams of protein. Fair, it's plant-based protein, right? I don't even know if it's complete protein, to be fair, but 320 for 20, that's not terrible. That's not the worst thing in the world. That's like, all right, yeah, you could see that in, you know, the Subway protein pockets. It's worse than a protein bar, but these were $1.67. That's right, $1.67. No, it is not $5. That's the interesting part. It was $1. Yeah. $1.67. Now, for those of you tracking, for big fans of Sclimbo channel, you'll know $1.67 for 20 grams of protein is better than every protein bar out there, practically, even when bought in bulk. Now, obviously, the calories aren't, but that's pretty damn efficient for on the go. If you carry some hot water with you, you got to check if it's near you. Yeah, I think you can get it on Walmart's website. Let me take a drink. Yeah, we should petition a university to train gorillas. Do you think SVA would fund that? You know what you'll be picking up for lunches? Yeah, no, this is crazy. I couldn't believe how cheap it was. I checked like 3 times to make sure the label wasn't wrong. Because I was like, wait, what? $1.67? That's crazy. Now, obviously, you can get a better protein ratio out of that with Bricken. You can get a protein ratio out of that with eggs and, you know, like lean meats and stuff like that. But for like an on-the-go food, it's really not bad. Hey, Zep, what's up? Hey, what's up? Cookie Rico, what's going on the YouTube side? It's actually a ridiculous amount of protein. Yeah, no, it's good for the price. Usually, you do not go to the store and get 20 grams of protein for under $2. So that's a banger I want you to keep in mind. I love ramen, but want something healthier than Maruchan. Well, boy, do I have something else for you, edgy gamer gal. You should check out Hit Ramen, Vite Ramen, using code VTuberMail for 10% off. It's ramen fortified with fiber and vitamins and also protein. Wow, there it is. Yeah, thanks, Stuntum, thanks. But yeah, this is a really cheap way to do it too. On cue, no way. Listen, the segues are crazy. The segues to sponsored segments are crazy. All right. So yeah, you could cut. What you could do is you can cut your Vite Ramen with this. You know, and Vite Ramen makes drinks too. Vite Ramen makes many things like knives, a bunch of cool stuff. You're good at this. I'm glad I'm getting better. They're not gonna kill me now. I don't get killed with rocks, which is awesome. I don't like being killed by rocks. Really not good. So yeah, we got this beautiful bad boy right here. Something to keep in mind next time you check out Walmart. I didn't even get one to see what it tastes like, so I don't know, but we'll see. Wafflix, welcome in. Everything goes back to code VTuberMail. It's true. Everything returns to code VTuberMail. Very VTuberMail activities going on today. What do you like being killed by then? Well, I'm not like allowed to talk about that. I think that's like against my... I think it's against my contract to talk about that. I think it's a little too revealing. I like all knives except Millions. Wait, Millions Knives is the villain in Trigun, right? I'm not crazy? That's the Trigun villain? I know my lore. Doing good over here. I've seen your shorts. Happy to catch you live. Hope you're doing good too. Oh, thanks for watching the shorts. Yeah, we're mostly on the Twitch end, Frog. Like most of us are over on the Twitch end, but we always multi-stream to YouTube too. Doing great. Yay. Etu said I'm doing good. Oh, by the way, we should show off the cool art that Etu made. Hold on. Let me grab this. Because Etu made something that was cool for Bobo Bay. Where is it? At Etu. My folder. There it is. Look at this. We got a Bobo Bay artwork now. It's us. Look, everyone. It's you. It's you and me. It is really nice. It is really nice. Yeah, shorts are doing great. Shorts are doing awesome. We're growing on YouTube purely off shorts. It does look suspiciously like a thumbnail for a future stream. It really does. It's thumbnail shaped. It's even thumbnail shaped. I think that might be 1270 by 720 right there, actually. I'm guessing. Hold on, let me... It sure is! Noodle Noms, welcome in. Welcome in. So yeah, this is good. And if you notice, these are the actual Bobos that we had, too. Like, there's Etu, and there's Duntum, and there's Tuxedo, and Feral Hog. And I always forget which one's which, but oh, that's Chaos, and one of the other ones, Monkey, right there. And I forget if we had a yellow one. I don't know if we had a yellow one. We're missing some money. Yeah, you should have been pickpocketing me. That's the only thing. Feral Hog always crying. True. We might play more today. We might play more today if we have time. We don't see your cursor? Oh. Well, you know, you just like... feel the vibe of where my cursor is, right? That's like close enough. That's like close enough. All right, hey, let's hit a few marshmallows if they're here, and then we have another topic to talk about before we do some tier listing and stuff like that. So let's get started. Since we are in the fitness category, I don't have too much to talk about. Had a good morning, breakfast in the woods, some beautiful shopping, got back early, had time to work out, watch streams, shower, the usual spread. Felt great, feeling good. Got something to be tonight, somewhere to be, and someone to be tonight. Really excited for that. So I'm going to do something really nice. I can't say what it is, but it's like a decade. It's like a very nostalgic thing that it's been a decade since something, and I'm going to go to like an event basically and be like, hi. It's not GTRP. No, it's not GTRP. But you might have seen we did get into another Minecraft server that's not necessarily RP, but we are in Cozymon Wave 2. So we are going to be playing some probably Cobblemon at some point, because that's going to be starting tomorrow, actually. Draw a kiss. So we're going to be in Cozymon Wave 2 as well. I'm trying to, I want to try and be a gym leader. I need to ask them about that, but I can't ask them yet. But I'd love to be a gym leader. That'd be really cool. Because like, I'd rather just do fights. I don't care about the Minecraft part. I care about Pokemon. That's what I'm there for. So I want to see if I can do that and have people challenge me and stuff. Could be fun. Could be good. All right, questions. Let's see. All right, first things first. We start off with a good question. And do we have any more yet? Let's see. Refresh. All right, we got a couple. Cool. Starting from the top, folks. After some more research, gorillas could increase their strength through an exercise program. Oh, I bet. But you don't want to make super gorillas. You have a good point. You have a good point. All right, this is a really good question based on something we talked about before. This is a big misconception. You talked about the technicality of the super arch bench press. This is talking about why it's valid in powerlifting, but not the best for gaining muscle. Does this also apply to why people do sumo style for deadlift versus traditional? Oh, good question. Hey, old man, welcome in. All right, so this is a hot take. Well, it's not even a hot take, but this is a very well-known misconception. And this is talking about, yeah, my sumo knees. This is talking about traditional deadlift versus sumo deadlift, which are two ways of deadlifting. Generally, the way to describe it is traditional deadlifting will have your arms outside the legs in the deadlift, and sumo deadlifting will have the arms inside the legs in the deadlift, and generally a wider stance. I'm going to tell you right now, sumo deadlift is not like the back arch, the super back arch. Sumo deadlift is valid. It is not a easier version necessarily of deadlifting. They're both, depending on you, equally difficult. There's a reason why both are valid in professional powerlifting. A lot of people like to kind of go out of their mind and say like, oh yeah, sumo's easier, blah, 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 blah. Well, sumo might be easier for them. But there's a reason why, if you look at the top of deadlifting, if you look at the professional deadlifters, it's not all sumo deadlifters. In fact, it's, I think, weighted towards traditional deadlifting for the most, like the strongest people of all time, right? You would think if it was an easier deadlift, then everyone would be doing it, but they're not. Why is that? Are you from Smiling Friends? What's up, emo girls kissing? No, but I get that a lot. You got a Smiling Friends vibe to your VTuber model? Twice. Wow, back to back. Yeah, they always say that. They do be saying that. So no, people tend to think that sumo is an easier lift because technically sumo does reduce the range of motion by a bit, but it's harder at one point of the lift than traditional is, and easier at another, right? So it trades off where it's difficult. One's more difficult at the top, one's more difficult at the bottom of the lift. And what it really matters and what people get mixed up about sumo and traditional deadlifting is some people will do traditional and then they'll try sumo and be able to move more weight and be like, oh, sumo's cheating, it's easier. No, they're thinking backwards. You are better at doing sumo than traditional. Some people will try sumo and actually have an easier time doing traditional, and they'll get more weight up doing traditional. It depends on how you're built. So the people who think one is easier than the other probably should be doing the other one because it's going to make them stronger and they're better at it. And what this has to do with is things like femur length and general body shape, I guess I would say. Like, some people are going to be better traditional deadlifters based on how their body and leverages work. Some people are going to be better sumo deadlifters, and you should probably do the one you're better at if you're concerned with big numbers. So not to say they're easier. Some people are better at some than others, you know? Yeah, femur length is a bitch. It really is. I have some clients I train with really long legs, and their range of motion, they just have so much further to go than the people who have very short legs, right? So yeah, it's a good question because I could see how this could come up, and it is a big debate, a big argument. But no, sumo deadlifting is completely valid. There's a reason why it's allowed in competition, and if it was just superior, everyone would be doing it. But that's not the case. The strongest deadlifters in the world are split pretty even between traditional and sumo. So do what's best for the leverages of your body is the answer to that question, and they will both be very effective. But good question, really good question. The long boys, yeah. Let's see, next question. I really want to get more fit, but I know how my brain works. If I get on a scale and find out a starting weight, I'm going to have a really bad time mentally and not be able to set good nutrition workout goals. Any advice on other metrics to use? Yeah, you don't even have to use weight at all. So, you know, the reason people use weight is because it's an easy number to track, but weight means very little. I was having a conversation actually this weekend with a doctor about this, and I actually had a really good conversation with a doctor because I know we talk about it a lot on stream. We talk about POTS a lot, like the Ehlers-Danlos POTS connection and PCOS connection and all that stuff. And I was talking actually to a POTS specialist doctor, so a doctor who's an expert in POTS, and I was asking some questions basically about fitness and how to handle it with that. So I got a lot of good information we're going to talk about in a moment about that for those who are interested, because I know there's a lot of people in chat who've been asking about that. But anyway, back to the question. So we were having this conversation, and the conversation was about weight and kind of saying like, okay, here's the thing. We use weight, but weight doesn't tell us anything, really. What weight tells us is if weight goes up or down, but that doesn't talk to us about body composition, and that's what matters, right? You can lose weight by losing muscle. You can lose weight by losing water. The weight loss people tend to care about is losing fat, just like the weight gain people tend to care about is gaining muscle, not gaining fat, generally, right? So we don't have to use weight as an indicator. Another great way to do it is just like, you know, general vibe. Take photos of yourself every week, see if there are changes, right? Every couple of weeks, see if you fit in clothes better, right? Have something you're trying to get into. Bringing the hellfire to you, Palfina raid, but I haven't seen it happen yet. Is that a preemptive? Is that a preemptive, Aono? Is that a preemptive? I think Aono jumped the gun. That's classic. That's classic. But yeah, okay, we'll wait before it comes in. It's a warning shot. Yeah, fired over the bow. I'm ducking my head. Yeah, there it is. There it is. We got a warning from Ayoto beforehand. Malfita, thank you. Welcome in, Malfi. What's up? What's up? Now, I was just talking to everybody, Raiders. I know you're all a little jealous that I pulled Shrek, but like, what can I say, right? This face, of course I pull Shrek. Of course, with these eyes, these pearly blues, you know, Shrek is the hottest boy in school, so it only makes sense. But Malfi, welcome in. I would ask what you're doing, but I was there, Fuego. I was there, so I hope you had fun with Tomodachi Life. And thank you so much for rating in, Malfi. How you doing? Get your protein, get your rest. We're answering fitness questions today. For those who might have been in Malfi's stream and don't know me, would be hard because we're in the same gen and we've been around for a while. But for those who don't know me, my name is Sclimbo from Sox VTubing Agency, just like Malfi. And Tao, thank you for the gifted to Sexy Shrek. Appreciate that. That's to Sexy Shrek. But I am SVA Self-Improvement VTuber. I run a gym in real life. On Thursdays, we answer fitness and nutrition questions, as well as do other things. So we're going to talk a little bit about choice paralysis. We're going to talk about exercise and POTS in a bit, which is a disorder and a condition. And we're also going to talk about what animals I can take in a fight 1v1 later in a tier list. So we're doing a lot of chatting today, but gonna grab some food and chill out with the background. Sounds good. Appreciate it, Malfi. Get some rest. Shrek, what did you miss, Geisha? Oh, in Tomodachi Life, Shrek loves me in Malfi's Island. You know, I'll just, you know, I don't want to talk myself up or anything, but I'm a pretty hot guy, so it's understandable that I pull Shrek, you know? Sclimbo, who's this guy? I don't know. I've never heard of him. But we were actually just talking about a question that had to do with weight loss and not getting on the scale. And what I was just describing to everybody is you don't have to get on the scale because all the scale tracks is weight, not body composition. And weight doesn't necessarily tell you things. So other good ways to track, like we were just discussing before the raid, was, you know, you can do clothes sizes. You can have a goal, an image goal. Maybe you want to lean out something, make something bigger. And you can do that purely through pictures without ever stepping on a scale. Now, I will say it is harder to find out if you're eating at the calories you need to be if you don't step on a scale, because you kind of need to know that to an extent to really dial in calories, but there are ways to lose weight without actually hard counting calories, right? Obviously, calories are what are gonna matter for losing weight, but you can do things such as, you know, reducing portion sizes by using a smaller plate, eating less meals per day, and those would be things that will reduce your calories without actually counting them, generally, for most people. Some people, those rules fall apart, so keep that in mind. But yeah, there are plenty of ways to track and just know you're moving towards your goal without actually counting. And another good way is just to move towards your goal without counting. And what I mean by that is objectively, right? If you're eating the same amount of food and you're moving much more than you were before, you know that you are probably moving towards your goal. So there's plenty of ways to handle that. It's a really good question. Limbo, it's time for our coin toss. Heads as always, I assume. Heads as always, Fox. Shrek looking at this hot piece of ass, wanting to peel him like an onion. Whoa! Shrek! Shrek-san! No! I don't know, Shrek. My XP's a little low. I gotta stop making that. I gotta stop saying that. It's just so fun to put on the Deku voice and hit it. It's so fun. All right, let's see. The dongle toggle stays on for Shrek. Wait, is it on? Dongle toggle's not on, right? It's not on, right? I don't think it is. Hold on, let me check. No, we're good. We're good, everyone. No dongle. We're all set. All right, next question. Let's see. I've told Mai about your streams. You've told your who? You've told your who? No win, play again? I mean, sure. Yeah, heads. I'll take more plays. Why not? I think I only win the more we play, right? There's no downside. If it's on, we couldn't tell. True. Let's see. I've told my blank about your streams. She wanted me to, you ask how she can gain weight. She got gastro bypass 10 years ago. Now she's at 140 pounds, 58 years old, pretty active at her job. She also fasts from 3 p.m. to 7 a.m., but eats from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. What should she do? All of your talents are cursed. Very true, Etu. By the way, Etu, I think I mentioned this, but did you hear that I also found a harmonica? I haven't like posted about it yet, but I also have an ancient harmonica I've discovered. Just about a week ago. I mean, I like knew it was around, but yeah, I also have one. So isn't that cool? Isn't that exciting? I think it's been sealed for like 29 years or something. So yeah, maybe we should be concerned. Maybe from Sumer. Well, I don't think they had harmonicas in Sumer. I don't think they had those there. Just, you know, I don't think they really had those there. But all right, let's see. Gastro bypass 10 years ago at 140, and she wants to gain weight. Okay, let's see here. Well, I mean, one easy way to fix this, she fasts from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. So an easy way to fix it is don't fast from 3 p.m. to 7 a.m., right? You can just add in an extra meal. That would be a very easy way to gain weight in that situation. Probably one of the easiest of all time. Just, you know, eat 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. and then also eat at 6 p.m. or 5 p.m. That's probably the best way to do it, because weight gain is always going to be obviously about being at a calorie surplus. Now, if you had a gastro bypass, I believe that means that your stomach is smaller, right? Is that the one that the surgery that reduces your stomach size? So you're probably going to want to focus on calorie dense foods to gain weight. So this is where something like nuts would come into play, dark chocolate as well, things like that. Those would come into play significantly here, because you basically want the densest form of calories possible in the least volume, which means you're going to heavily want to lean on fats, but not, you know, ridiculous fats. Lean on healthy fats, right? Things like maybe using more olive oil in cooking, maybe having more nuts, some more fatty fish, things like that, right? Dark chocolate, like I said, that'd be a way to do it. Nuts are the real cheat code, because you can just take a handful of them and it's like 250 calories, so easy. Olive oil shoots Doug style. Don't know what that means, but I like the vibe. I like the vibe of that. I heard that. You need one next? Yeah, we all need cursed harmonicas. I know as much that people like that just instinctively avoid eating much. So maybe increase the fat and meats in the meal itself. Yeah, that's another thing. If you're using lean cuts of meat in this scenario, you could go for fattier cuts of meat, depending on a few other factors. You don't want to go crazy, right? Don't be eating a pound of fatty beef every single day. You know, I'm not going to say saturated fat's bad for you necessarily, because I don't think it's terrible. I think you can totally have saturated fat in meats. I will say it's definitely in high amounts going to be a risk factor, realistically. So eat a pound of bacon every day. You should eat a pound of bacon every day. Watch that one episode of The Simpsons where Homer gains weight so he could work from home. Yeah, sick. Hey, actually, Ayoto, can we get a Bricken calculation on a BSU calculation on the Dr. Wu's ramen? I'm sure it's actually not that high because of the calories, but at 167 per 20 grams, it's probably what, at least a quarter Bricken. Maybe like a quarter Bricken? something like that. Let's see. As someone who's trying to push their conventional deadlift into the 600 plus from being in the 500s, you compete in strongman. Do you have any accessory movements that may help with that? You're in a powerlifting gym. Ooh, that's a good question. Oh my God. I mean, if you're already in the 500s, you're a killer. And if you're heading to the 600s, you're a super killer. Let's see. Any accessory movements that may help with that? You know, one thing I would do is if you're, I know this sounds a little crazy, but obviously, like, you know this already because you're a very advanced lifter. The best way to train deadlifting is just deadlift. I don't know what your frequency is. I would say, if anything, you could play around with the frequency of your deadlifts. That might be a way to, better than any accessory, train towards it. Another thing to do is maybe swap to sumo for a little bit. And I don't mean fully swap to sumo, but sneak some sumo in there. It could be cool to train other parts of the lift where they're weak by using sumo over conventional. Because like we talked about before, right? They're difficult at different portions of the lift. And so by doing sumo for a little bit, you might actually work things that are weaker in your conventional. So there is the possibility you could try that, but it depends on your frequency. It really depends on your frequency, because you might already be deadlifting too much, and maybe even reducing your deadlift at that, you know, amount of weight could be helpful, because we have to consider, like, when we push into these incredibly high numbers, the amount of work is going up, right? So you'll see professional powerlifters who are doing deadlifting, they might only deadlift like once per week because they're pulling so much weight and they're doing so much work in that one session that they need extra time to recover just because they're doing so much, right? So if you were deadlifting, you know, 500 or 600 and you were doing that, you know, I don't know, for 10 sets a week, 10 hard sets over like 3 days per week, like, you might want to consider reducing actually at that point, especially if you're pushing towards a PR. I know when I was working towards a bench PR, when I was going like over 300 in bench press, I went down to, I think, benching for, I want to say, I think like 6 sets per week. I was doing really, really heavy, and that actually got me a little faster to that 300 by reducing volume and letting myself rest a little bit, and then focusing everything into the lift. Obviously, you probably know this already. Another great thing for you to do is start with your deadlift, right? After warm-ups, is go right into the deadlift, make it the first lift, because the first lift of your session is always going to be your best one generally after a warm-up, right? You're the least fatigued then, so that would be another recommendation, but you probably know that one. I struggled lifting a craft box full of felt yesterday. How does it feel to be Superman? Yeah, that's a crazy number, honestly. Has to be welcome in. That is an incredible number, by the way. Very, very awesome deadlift. That's always cool to see. Very cool and strong. A single Chef Wu ramen is 0.8 PSU. Damn. Hey, Jay Thawi, what's going on? And Tao, thank you for the stretch. What's going on, everyone? Okay, let's see. Is there any realistic way to manipulate fat distribution? Even if I gain 5 pounds, it all seems to go into my gut, so even small weight gain comes with pretty bad body confidence. Unfortunately, no, not really. No, not really. Now, I guess theoretically, yes. In like a theoretical world where you had access to everything, yes. Sorry you're late with the rate. Oh, no problem, Jay Thao. I appreciate it nonetheless. So like, how you store fat is primarily a hormonal and genetic thing, right? And so like, if you had perfect control over your hormones and genetics and knew how your fat was distributed and then could change your hormones and genetics, like theoretically, yeah, you could change your fat distribution, but realistically, no, you probably can't unless the distribution is via disorder. Also, hold on, I heard a thing. I hear, oh my God, what is this? Do we have another Switch 2 contribution? Let's see. I think we do. Hey, Yodo, thank you for the 25 towards the Switch 2. We're getting there, folks. We are getting there. That's probably at like, what's the percentage now? Okay, no joke. It could actually be 67%. Hold on. I need to check. Because it was 61 before that. It's 66. Oh, that was almost 6-7 funded. Oh. All my fat stored in my forehead, yeah. Now, the only time this wouldn't be the case is if the reason the fat is primarily going to your gut is actually a hormone imbalance, which can be a thing, right? If you have certain metabolic disorders, it can promote gut storage of fat over other types of fat storage. Not to say that it necessarily, you know, you're gaining any more fat or anything like that, but just where it is distributed can be based on certain things, right? So there are some disorders that will give you primarily a fatty gut, versus distributing it elsewhere, but that's something to check with your doctor and stuff like that first. But realistically, for a healthy individual, there's unfortunately no real way to do that. The one thing you could do is, depending on what you work out, you could make the overall frame different. So, you know, it's not like you can spot target fat for loss, but if you were to do a lot of, you know, ab exercises, right, you could grow your ab muscles, which could, you know, help even it out a little bit, or you could gain, you know, work your chest muscles more, so the overall frame appears as though the gut's not sticking out as much. So that's something you could do. You could work out and gain muscle in other areas to kind of like change how your frame looks. But yeah, fat distribution is kind of hard to manipulate. Yeah, hormone fuckery is, yeah, there are some stuff that can happen there. Thanks for all the advice you've given us. No problem, Hatsby. Always, I have fun doing it. And that's like one of the reasons why I'm here, is to help people. You know, self-improvement, VTubing is about all of us improving. So one of the reasons I'm here is to answer these questions. That's why I like to, you know, always have a section each week where we can do this. Yours always goes to the upper leg and gut. I have a very, I don't want to brag here, but I feel like I'm very, very lucky with my fat distribution, because my body fat distributes everywhere equally when I gain weight, but like perfectly equally, to the point where when I gain weight, everyone just thinks I look as big as I usually do. And I've had it happen so many times where like I'll see my mom. Thanks for the bits, Foxtrot. I'll see my mom after like 4 months in like a time where I gained weight, even if I wasn't working out, and my mom will be like, "You're looking good," and I'm like, "No, I just gained weight. It's just my whole body just expanded everywhere, not just my stomach. My arms got bigger too." So I'm lucky with that, at the very least. Very lucky with that. No matter what I do, my stomach never gets bigger than my chest. So we appreciate it. If you put muscle under the fat, wouldn't it make the issue more visible? It depends on how much there is, because it could actually make it appear to be a muscled stomach, depending on how much fat is on the stomach. So it does depend on the level, right? Thanks for the deadlift info. Always trying to learn. I'm sadly self-coach. Hey, nothing wrong with that. You've done an incredible job for self-coaching. If that you're the one who's doing 500, that's incredible. Very nice. Your fat just enhances my build. Yeah, I just look bigger. It just makes me expand in every direction, but not in the stomach over everything else. So like my stomach to chest ratio maintains no matter how much weight I gain. I just become beefier in general. What's your opinion on barefoot shoes? You know, I've never really looked into it, Lava. I'm kind of interested in it though. Seems kind of cool to run around in the woods. I just go barefoot though in the woods sometimes for funsies. So that's my way of doing it, but I'm kind of interested. I bet it's better for us. Like, I haven't looked into the science, but I do know shoes tend to kind of like collapse depending, unless you get like really nice shoes. They definitely like put your feet a certain way that's not the natural way our feet are usually. So having more splayed out feet is probably good, but that's just a guess on my part. Your body fat luckily goes to places that look all right, but I'm starting to get more of the stomach fat, which I'm working on. Yeah, and it can change with age too, you know? My last weekend killed my diet. I started, but we're going back on it. Yeah, jump right back on the horse. Just jump right back on the horse. Gotta be one of my favorite genders, strongman with a belly. True. True. All right, let's see. If you want to ask any more questions, you can feel free to put them in. But there is another topic I wanted to talk about, because I saw a really good video on it. I feel like this is like self-improvement, but not necessarily the physical side. But we can talk for a little bit while we wait for Marshmallows to come in and answer some chat questions too. Thanks to my new job, I lift a lot more sofas, take the stairs almost every day, but the fat's still prevalent. Oh, do you do moving, Tao? Because, you know, I was thinking about this actually. I saw this moving truck, and it was clearly like a company that was just a dude and his kids. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, wow, that must be pretty sick. It's just like, imagine being a dad who has a moving company, and you have kids, and you have three kids, and now your job is to make them powerful so they can help you with the moving company, right? Like, they don't necessarily need to learn a lot of like, you know, hard skills to be good at moving things. They just have to get really strong. You need to raise powerful children, which is really cool. Yeah, put them to work. You have to raise strong children. I do remember when I used to go to this one gym, a lot of the people who were like the strongest people in the gym alongside me, and we'd be like trading bench press PRs, right? We'd be really close to each other all the time. Would be people from moving companies who got free gym memberships through their moving company. Because obviously, as a worker at a moving company, it benefits you to be stronger. And so going to the gym is comped, which is really cool. But yeah, some of the moving company guys were really strong. I want my kids to have knee problems by 20, damn it. Nah, I mean, there's a healthy way to do it, obviously. There's a healthy way to do it, you know? It'd be like that. It'd be like that. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Okay, what I want to talk about. So I'm going to talk about a little topic here, folks. Has anyone ever had choice paralysis? Because I know I have. I know I have a lot. And for those who don't know what that is, choice paralysis is basically the idea that you have a lot of things you could do, a lot of fun activities, even hobby activities, but you don't do any of them because it seems overwhelming, and instead you just doom scroll or like, you know, go on YouTube or something like that. Yeah, so I actually saw this really interesting video about how to combat choice paralysis, regardless of if you have physical or digital media and hobbies, right? I thought it was really cool, so I want to talk about this. Your Steam backlog is choice paralysis. Okay, so this was the recommendation, and I'm gonna do this in my life. I'm actually working on this right now. Excited to see what Animal Sclim thinks he can beat that would absolutely decimate him. No, I'd win, Vex. We're doing that later, but I'd win. I'd so win. Hey, Bogo, what's up? Your days are full of it. So like the thing about choice paralysis is it feels like a first world problem, right? Where it's like, oh, I have too many fun things I could do. But the reality is the reason we have it is because after our jobs, we're like mentally done with making decisions, right? After a job, for a lot of people, they're tired. They don't want to make any more decisions. They've been making decisions all day. So it's really hard for them to. Hey, Buff Quagsire, what's up? So that's one of the big reasons why people get it. And one of the recommendations I've seen to really help with it, and Monkey, welcome in, is what you do. Okay, hear me out. Regardless of how much physical or digital media you have, get a little basket or like a little bucket, something like a table even, right? And just pick out 3 things from each category maybe that you like to do as a hobby and put them in that bucket. And those are the only things you're allowed to play. Okay, it completely removes the choice. So in a physical sense, let's say that you're a game collector, right? You have a bunch of games, you're trying to work through your backlog in a physical sense. So what you do is you have this little basket and you say, all right, 3 games. I'm going to take 1 RPG. And you don't want to do all big RPGs or anything like that, obviously, because that's going to be too much. You want 1 long RPG, maybe 1 pick up and play game, and then 1 like a game of some other variety, right? So then 3 games, and you just put them in that little basket. Then same thing for movies. 3 movies or shows that you want to watch, right? Physically put them in that little basket. And then same thing for books, maybe 3 books you want to read, 3 manga you want to read, physically put them in that little basket, right? Now that basket is the only thing you are allowed to do when you have free time. So set aside some free time. So say when, you know, maybe you have regular free time at like 7 p.m. on a weekday or something like that, right? So what you do is literally put away your phone. Literally like you go to this basket, put your phone away, and yes, like a toy tub you had when you were a kid, and pick one of the things out of that tub, right? But don't pick anything else. You're only allowed to play what's in that tub, and you're only allowed to swap those things out once you finish something from that tub, basically. What if I accidentally make 2 baskets and now I have to choose between baskets? Don't, Geisha, don't! But the thing that was cute about it is then we run into the digital problem, right? Because for a lot of us, our big problem is Steam libraries when it comes to playing games. And the way to do this is simply just have a physical representation of the digital object. And this idea was like, oh, duh, when I first saw this. So you have your big Steam backlog. Looking through that could be a problem. Okay, well, only have a couple games installed at a time. Maybe only have those 3 games that you are regularly going to want to be playing or in your backlog installed. And then have a physical representation, whether it's maybe a little figurine or maybe like an empty case or something that you just like straight up put a label on that says, I don't know, Tarkov, right? Maybe it's not Tarkov, but it says Tarkov. And then you put that in the basket. So it's a physical thing and your choices are now reduced, right? Those are the only things you're allowed to play, and you're only allowed to add new things to the basket once you finish one. Even better is keep a physical journal or something so that every time you beat something, you have like the tactile sensation of crossing it out on a list. You can hide games in Steam to keep the library smaller. That's a good point, Lynn. That's actually a really good idea as well. It's a really good idea. What if the basket is stuff you can't choose between? I feel like, you know, then you can reduce it further if that's too much. Because, like, don't get me wrong, the recommendation I saw and the example I saw had 3 books, 3 movies or shows, and 3 games. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe that's actually too much for me. Right? Maybe I just want 2 games, 2 books, and 2 movies. That's totally fine too. But the idea is just you want to reduce your available options without considering the like expanse of what you actually have available, right? So when I'm going to do this right now, I'm working on making this right now. Unfortunately, I don't have anything physical to even use as representation because I like don't own anything. But I'm doing it right now and I'm starting to think like, okay, what are some movies I've been meaning to watch? What are some shows I've been meaning to watch? What are some games I should play, right? Or that have been installed for a year and I'm not making any progress on them, right? So I'm making this myself probably after stream. Need to start doing journaling in Japanese. Heard it's a massive hack. Oh, I bet that was. Oh my God. It's probably going to take a long time. Use wheel decide. That's a way to do it too, is yeah, do the decision wheel. But the problem with that is sometimes you'll land on something and not want to do it. You know, 111, that works really good. The only reason why I wouldn't do 111, I think, is like, I could see a scenario where I just end up hyper fixating on like one type of thing, doing 111. Where I'm like, oh, I don't know, maybe that's not any different than doing 333. Because I just think like what would happen to me is if I did 111 is I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna watch this movie, and then I don't have a movie, so I need to come up with another movie to put in the basket, and then I just watch that one immediately because I was thinking about it because it was on my mind, right? Which isn't bad. You start getting through things, but I feel like I neglect one of the sections at that point. A routine helps, and if you do one media the prior night, the next night you have show and book. You could rotate, yeah, if you want to make it a little more strict. But the important part is literally put your phone away, right? Like, I saw, the example I saw, the dude had like a knitted sock, like an old sock, and would literally put the phone on silent, put it in the sock, and put it across the room for 2 hours. And then from there, walk directly to the basket and pick a thing to do, right? 2 hours, no phone, which makes a lot of sense, right? Phone is a problem. Phone is always a problem. Short scrolling, I think, is a problem. As much as I make them myself, right? I think doom scrolling's rough. So you learned a coin flip is considered gambling? Yeah, it is considered gambling. I can watch Small Soldiers 1 million times and receive 1 million unique experiences. Well, that's the problem. It's like usually I'll just pick Pokemon, right? So I'll have Pokemon, but let's have like a distinct Pokemon idea in there as well. You know, so it's not just open-ended. It's like something I want to do in Pokemon. And then another cute example and another way to do this is because you're progressing on so many different things at the same time, right? You might have a book that you're reading. You might have a game you're playing, something like that. A really cute way to enhance this even further is get yourself a little physical journal, or you could type this on your phone. Make notes of what you did last time in whatever you did, right? That way, say you pick your long RPG and you play it for 2 hours, but then you don't pick it up again for like a week, right? So you're back, it's now next Sunday, and you decide you want to play the RPG again. Rather than having to remember what you were doing and wasting time on that, you now have this little journal you can go back on and be like, okay, this is what I was supposed to do next session. I have a list here that says I need to go to this temple and I need to do get this item for this temple, right? And that's a cute way to do it and reduce lag time as well. Got back into playing Persona 5 Royal. Nice. Yeah, Focus Friend app's a good solution for doom scrolling. Yep. I haven't tried it, but I've heard that. Yeah, I should get a journal. I should put a journal or grab one on Amazon and just go through physical journals, because like I do a lot of digital journaling. Like I have a diary that I've been keeping, and I have every single day written down since October 2012. So my diary is 14 years straight of every single day so far, and that's awesome. But it's digital, right? It's not physical. Real mini composition books are like keep it everywhere, usually $1. Yeah. No, I should get one. I should go out and get one like today. Put it on Throne. I don't think I even need to realistically, Aodo, because I'm gonna get like a $1 journal from Walmart or something. I'll just go tonight or tomorrow. Like I don't think it's a Throne item, you know. I am gonna put more things on Throne, but I'm kind of waiting until the Switch is funded. But there's gonna be some more stuff afterwards. I just don't want to split it up until the Switch is funded, really. You have the journals, do you want some? I mean, yeah, but like I'll just get one at a time. So frankly, I'm probably gonna go to the store and get one. So I'll just go to the store and get one. I don't want to have more than one at a time because I don't like keeping stuff. Definitely skip handwriting the Japanese for the journal. Yeah, that's the tough part. Like handwriting Japanese sounds really cool until it takes 3 hours to write anything because you're learning. And then it's just studying at that point. So it's just studying at that point. But yeah, so like I thought that was a really interesting way to deal with choice paralysis, because the problem with choice paralysis is psychological. It's not like, you know, you should feel bad or guilty because you have all this stuff and you don't want to play it. The way to work through a massive backlog is to stop yourself from making more decisions, right? You're tired of decisions psychologically. That's why it's a problem. So reduce your decisions by making a tiny basket of the only things you're allowed to do and putting a few fun things in there. And then bada boom, bada bing, you're working through your backlog. And you can't allow yourself to do anything else. That's the thing. It's like that 2 hour block or whatever block you decide. That is the block where you're like, I am doing something from this basket. I'm not doing anything else. I'm putting my phone away. I'm not opening up TikTok. And also I would recommend, like in general, I don't know. I think it's like smart to, if doom scrolling is a big problem, you might want to consider, if you have a desktop, consider just deleting the apps off your phone straight up, right? Because unless you use it for something, right? Unless it's something that you're using, say, I don't know, you go out and there's a regular commute that you have on a bus or something, right? And it's like 30 minutes every day. I think then maybe it makes sense to have like YouTube on your phone and have TikTok on your phone. But if you're only going outside and doing stuff and there's never lag time when you're outside, I think it just doesn't make sense to, right? Just do it at your desktop if you really want to do it at that point. That'll stop you from just sitting on your phone for hours on a couch, or even worse, right when you wake up. Now try to get up as fast as possible when you wake up. Speaking of which, if the Switch gets another $50, Sclimbo could feasibly have the Switch right now. That's right, yeah, Ayoto posted something to me. Apparently right now, Newegg has 20% off Nintendo eShop gift cards. And so you can effectively get a cheaper Switch by buying Nintendo eShop gift cards and then using them towards the Switch. So that's not incorrect. I learned early on in life that I'm not one of the people that can keep consistent with journaling, no matter the method. Your ADHD rejects them all. Yeah, it's such a habit at this point, I can't not, you know? Can this fight off Inui as well as choice paralysis? Which one's that? Which one's Inui? I don't remember. I can see this method helping out a lot with training focus, which would help a lot in other aspects. Yeah. Got my work sets at 135 for the bench. It's working out. When I can do 8 reps, easy peasy. What increment of weight should I increase? Real light 5 pounds or bigger jumps? You know, try 10. Try 10. Try 10. If like from where you're at now, Command, I would try 10. Later on, when you're more advanced, I would do 5 at a time. But right now, you might be able to stand 10 once you're at an easy 8. If you can put on 10 pounds and go from an 8 to a 5 for the set, then you're good. So try that out. I would say try a bigger jump earlier on. The IRL loading screen enthusiast cannot be defeated. Yeah, doom scrolling is so dangerous, specifically right in the morning and right at night. You know? What if you start to regret all the choices? Well, you got to work through them then and pick something better, right? You got to hit a few of them at least and then pick something better. But I guess you can swap, right? Like worst case, you know, it's not a hard rule. You can swap. You can swap one thing for another as long as it keeps the number of things in the basket low. I'm currently in choice paralysis, watching you while trying to study and watch a show on my phone. Well, kill the phone, right? Put me down to 1% volume and study. That's the best way to do it, Foxtrot. 150, I could do 3, but failed at 4. How do you safety? Yeah, wait until you get up to 8 before you do it, Command. But then once you do that. I used to do a daily journal for a few years. Physical. My mother was visiting and read through it. Oh, yeah. Do not ever let anyone read your journal. No, you keep that locked down. Keep a dream diary. I do have one of those. Found out last night that Monster has orange creamsicle. Ooh. Yeah, my favorite Monster is Ultra Peachy Keen. That is ambrosia to me. That is like, oh, it's so good. I think I'm just a peach enjoyer, I'm learning. I'm big in on peaches. Big fan of peach. Let's see, next question. I can get to the gym on the weekends, but during the week, I don't have the free time, and I'm not sure if my current routine of 1 hour of Beat Saber and or 30 minutes on the Power Tower are cutting it from my exercise routine. Do you have any suggestions? Yeah, I mean, I think 1 hour of Beat Saber is actually pretty good. Or 30 minutes in the Power Tower. I think those are solid on top of going to the gym on the weekends. I think it's actually pretty good. But if you do want to increase your volume more and you don't have the free time, I would take the advice that I kind of always give for this, which is weave exercises into your daily life rather than having one set block. We kind of talk about this every week, but yeah, what you do is basically weave a set into something that normally is like a transition, right? So maybe you do a set of push-ups to failure right before going in the shower. Every single time you go in the shower, right? Something like that. Maybe when you go to the bathroom, you do some squats really quick, right? Just sneak little sets in here and there. As long as they get close to failure and actually activate you, that'll work as well too to increase your overall volume. You don't necessarily have to have a strict, like, I need these 45 minutes right here, right? That's the best way to do it. Sorry for how I acted yesterday. I drank 2 white monsters and I allowed that to make a third. Yeah. Before you die, you would become a god. True. Yeah, no, 1 hour Beat Saber is kind of good. It's kind of really good, actually. Number one Grease the Groove fan. You should also take advantage of your workplace's gym. You really should. Go to the gym on lunch break. If your workplace has a gym, that's free gym. That's a free gym. It's a really good idea. Tao, thanks for the follow. Is eating pre-made salads in the morning a good idea if I don't have time before work, or should I eat it after work? No, it sounds good to me. I mean, you know, meal timing is completely up to you. Many people are very, very different. So what I will say, since we have everyone here, and I always like to kind of hit this fact home, meal timing doesn't matter that much. What matters is overall nutrition, okay? So you're not going to hyper change your life necessarily by eating at certain times a day. It's not like, oh, I'll gain more fat if I eat after 9 p.m. Not true. It's not, oh, my day's going to be bad if I eat before 7 a.m. Not true. No, it doesn't matter. Does not matter. Now, there are specific things that might be better for you, right? So I know, and what I've learned about me as a person is that I actually like to have, I know when I get hungriest, right? I get hungriest when I'm bored at 3 p.m. Not even late night. 3 p.m. What's going on? Let's go. Let's go, Sclimbo. So 3 p.m. for me. What's up, boss man? 3 p.m. for me is my danger zone. I know at 3 p.m. I'm going to be hungry. I need to have something available to me at 3 p.m. or it's over. I will eat like 20 pounds of popcorn. So I either stream through it until 4 or 5 p.m. or I just have strawberries ready or fruit ready or something like that. Flork, thank you for the 5 gifted. Thank you, Flork. 2, let's see it. Metreon, Amalia, Drecht, Abigail Croc, and Lucille. Hey, Abigail Croc, what's up? What's up, Grand Boss? I was always told not to eat anything after 8 p.m. Yeah, no, the only way that really matters is for sleep. So the only thing it might affect is sleep. It's not going to make you store more fat or anything like that if you're eating late. There are some like minor optimizations you can do where it's like, yeah, having casein protein close to bedtime could be a little bit better. But we're talking maybe like percentages, right? 3% maybe. But yeah, no, it's Flork. Everyone act normal. Be normal. Be normal. Oh, by the way, Flork, in Malfi's island in Tomodachi Life, Shrek likes me now. So you and I are going to have to break up in the game. I just want you to know that because I'm definitely going for Shrek. Definitely going for Shrek. Creatine before bed. I mean, you could do that. Not the drama. Yeah, it's total drama island over there. It's crazy. It's like a soap opera. It's crazy. But yeah, so some people do like different foods at different times, and you need to see what works best for you. So the question you shouldn't be asking is it a good idea or not to eat the pre-made salad in the morning? The question is, do you feel better eating the pre-made salad in the morning or at 5 p.m.? Which one works better for you? So like I said, things about me. I know I get the hungriest at 3 p.m. I also know that if I front load my calories for the day, I actually get less hungry at the end of the day. So I'm somebody who prefers to have the majority of my calories earlier. Case in point, right? By 11:30 a.m., I've already eaten, I think, about 60 or 70% of my calories. So I have, right when I wake up, I have breakfast basically within 30 minutes or so of waking up, usually in the woods. I drive to the woods, have breakfast in the woods, like a little picnic. And then I usually, not even an hour and a half later, I'll have another snack. And then maybe an hour and a half after that, I'll have a big pre-stream meal. And that will carry me all the way until 4 p.m. I'll be good from like right through my danger zone because I have so many early calories, but that's just my body. Some people like to have more calories in the evening or at dinner or even late night. So you just have to experiment and see what works for you, but anytime is fine, whatever works best, you know? You really don't need to spread it across the day. What I do is I eat a lot. So I eat many times per day, but I put the majority of my calories earlier. So like how my eating schedule looks right now is I wake up, my breakfast is about like 350 calories. And then I have about 500 calories at 9 a.m. And then I have, let me do the math on this. It's half of 725 and 640. So probably another 600 calories I'll have right before noon, basically. But then the rest of the day is midstream. I only have 50 calories. I have some pineapple during my stream break when we go to ads. And then right after stream, I only have about 50 calories of like strawberries or something. And then I have dinner at 5 or 6 p.m. That's another 600 calories. And then I have a late night snack of more fruit. That's usually about 50 or 60 calories. So yeah, vast majority is going to be before noon for me. You have to kind of plan my eating times beforehand because I'm a hungry bastard. If it was random, I'd eat too much. Yeah, same for me. But like, you know, I eat 6 times per day. I'm eating 6 different periods per day. It's just that the calories are dense earlier. And that works for me. It makes me less hungry later on. So just play around with it. See what works best for you. That's the biggest recommendation I can give, you know? All right, next question. I like doing cardio, but I cannot motivate myself to exit the house unless I'm en route to a yummy treat or another task. Yo, this is me. This is me. I am maybe the best qualified person to ever answer this question because I've been experimenting with this for years. Oh, this is such a problem. I am the same way. I can't motivate myself to exit the house unless I'm en route to a yummy treat or another task. How do I make my life as inconvenient as possible to ensure I exit the building at least once per day? Giving yourself tasks. Okay, best recommendations for this. Are you a caffeine drinker? If not, you're starting. And what you're doing is not having any caffeine at home. That's number one, right? Get on caffeine, get addicted to it, and do not put it in your house, because then every day you'll be forced to go outside to have caffeine. That's number one. Number two, right? Fruit. Again, lean on fruit. Make it so every day you have free calories that you spend as a treat at a store, right? Make your meal plan, get all your nutrients in it, have free calories so that you have to go to the store to spend them, or else you're going to be low on calories. You don't have the food in the house, right? So that will force you to go out, and it'll give you something to look forward to, a yummy treat in the morning. That's my 9 p.m. meal. I have 500 calories free every day at 9 a.m. Sorry. I have 500 calories free every day at 9 a.m. That is for going to a store and getting stuff, right? So this is when we were talking about things like going to get discount fruits, right? Fruit is very, very low calorie. So you can go to the store and even get fruits, eat a whole pound of strawberries for like 150 calories. It's awesome. Or check out your local bakery's discount section. You can get whole donuts, sometimes 3 donuts for $1, sometimes 4 croissants for $3. Bunch of great stuff there that's really cheap, so you're not spending a lot of money either. But yeah, no, just make it so that another thing you can do is don't get all your food for the week all at once. Spread it out so you do multiple grocery trips that you have to go out for. That's another one. Sell a car and make everything walking distance. The only problem with that, Shiplord, is sometimes if you have the money to, that will turn into a DoorDash binge fest. So it can be dangerous to get rid of your car. You want to give yourself easy access, but force yourself to leave the house. So that's the way to do it. I'm so glad it's strawberry season. Yeah, strawberries are cheap right now. I have a pound I'm going to eat today after stream. But no, I've experimented with this for a very long time. Yeah, delivery exists. You just can't, you have to like think about the finances of the delivery, right? So what you could do there is make it so that the calories you have extra are so low that you could never get delivery, right? So a good way to do this would maybe only give yourself free 200 calories per day rather than 500. So when you look at a delivery app, you go, okay, nothing on here is only 200 calories. And it'd be stupid to spend $30 to get a candy bar DoorDash to me. So I need to go out because it's 200 calories, right? So that's one way to do it. Would be nice to live in Europe or Asia. Yeah, that's another strategy. Don't live in the United States. That's another good strategy for this problem. Is just do not live specifically in the United States so that you know, have to walk places. And you don't just have to walk aimlessly to do any cardio ever. But yeah, those are all recommendations. The caffeine one is a really good one though. Or hey, a combination of all of them. Maybe a combination of all of them. Make it really hard on yourself. This is what I've experimented with, right? Get addicted to caffeine. Don't have caffeine in the house, have extra calories that you need to spend that you don't have food in the house for, so that you have to go out every morning to get not only your caffeine, but also the rest of your calories. Make it a twofer, make it a double duty. That's the best way to do it. That's how I get to the woods every morning. And I do exactly this. So it's a really good question because, yep, I feel that. I feel that. Or yeah, just walk on US roads, dodge the cars, walk nowhere for 2 hours. It's awesome. So many things you could do. Hey Sclimbo, trying to track down the Bay Harbor Bricken. Is there a time distance that would be the best for hiking the woods that would improve my cardio the most? You know, I just like to see everybody get around that 10K steps per day mark. That's not, you know, a hard mark. The 10K thing was just random, right? It was just like if I remember correctly, a pedometer company came up with the 10K per day because the kanji for it in Japan looked like a pedometer or something like that, or look like a guy walking. So the 10K doesn't really mean anything. But I do like to see people get somewhere between 7,000 and 10,000 steps per day. That's about where you would be to be considered not sedentary. So when we're doing calorie calculations and fitness calculations, usually around 10K steps per day is considered non-sedentary. So you're sedentary below that. So we generally want everyone right above that. So an hour is good, right? Hour 20 usually gets most people 10K steps. So you could do that. But the nice thing about steps too is you want to consider overall work. So while you could take an hour and 20, an hour 30 to do 10K steps, consider distance. If you're running, you can do it in half the time and you could still get all of the benefit, right? Because you're still burning calories because you're doing more work and you're doing the same distance faster. So if you don't have an hour 20 to walk, you probably have 30 minutes to jog, right? And that's another way you can do that. And it's generally going to be as effective, if not even slightly more effective. That'd be my best recommendation. Yeah, like an hour, hour 20. That's usually what I do in the morning. So yeah. And then if you get out really early, the dog walkers won't be out yet. And they won't ambush you in the middle of the woods. Yay. You were going to ask that? Yeah. No, I think like running, I remember looking at this and trying to figure out, I was like, okay, calorically speaking, is running more efficient than walking if the distance is the same. And yes, you do burn more calories running a distance than you do walking a distance, but you burn a lot of calories walking a distance too, right? Maybe it's like, I'm not going to put a hard number on it, but it might be like 80% of running that distance. So it's still very effective, and you still should be doing it a lot. You know? Definitely still should be doing it a lot. So yeah, let's see, what else did I want to talk about? Oh yeah, I just wanted to discuss a few things really quick. Like I said, I was talking to a POTS doctor, who's kind of a specialist on POTS this weekend, and had a good conversation about that and exercise, right? So this is a disorder that can affect people specifically posturally. So it can be a problem with standing up. You've seen, we've gotten a lot of questions about exercises that are doable when sitting down, because this is clearly a problem for quite a lot of people in chat. And I know, you know, there tends to be a big correlation with VTubers and disorders like this, because, you know, VTubers tend to be people who are staying inside more often and streaming because of it, sometimes even because of it, right? So I figured it's a good topic to talk about. Huge. Foxtrot, thank you for the bits, appreciate it. What's POTS? The full acronym is like, it's like postural orthotacky something something. It's a heart rate thing and a blood pressure thing, where the idea is basically from sitting down to getting up, you have very large fluctuations in blood pressure and your heart rate. That can be problematic when it comes to exercise and energy levels. So someone with POTS, for example, might have they have like impaired. Now, I'm not super sure about the specifics because I'm not a doctor myself, but it seems like there's a tendency towards like impaired energy recovery, I guess I would say, where people can crash when they have POTS, and something can cause them to crash later on. So you could go for a jog in the morning and crash later on in the day and not have the energy to do something later. So there's an energy state problem as well. Postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. Thank you, Lil Dog. And this is something that affects quite a lot of people. Apparently, one thing I thought that was really interesting based on how much we talk about it, because this comes up. You have it, you can confirm. There you go. Thank you, Lil Dog. This comes up like every single weekend. Sure enough, we have people in chat right now, multiple, who have this disorder. Apparently, in general doctor education, this is treated as something they'll never run across. So this was described to me as like in doctor training, they get told about it pretty early on, but they're like, you probably won't ever run into this. And here we are sitting with like, I don't know, 5 people in chat who have this disorder right here. So maybe a selection bias because we are streamers, right? But it seems to be something that matters. And some of the recommendations for how to deal with it were actually pretty interesting, because it's like a blood pressure dropping problem, I guess. Apparently compression clothing actually helps a lot when doing exercise and having this disorder. So like compression leggings to really help the blood come back up and circulate through the body rather than pooling in the legs is something that can help with this. And I don't recommend this without talking to your doctor, but it's something to ask your doctor. I did hear too, apparently increasing your sodium intake can help because it can increase your blood pressure. So I wouldn't say go increase your sodium for sure if you have this. Talk to your doctor first, but that might be an avenue you want to look into if you think you might have it. So a way to find out, there's apparently a tilt table test that they'll measure your like blood pressure and your heart rate when tilted, and then versus standing up a little bit later. And if there's like a big gap between the two, it could suggest you have it. I think it's like a 40-point difference or something like that. Might suggest you have it. But yeah, something to check out would be compression clothing, and then maybe talk to your doctor about like increasing sodium or something, and seeing if that's a viable path for you. So it was really interesting. Yeah, you'll never come across this is one hell of a thing to claim. Get tilted for health reasons, yeah. Well, it's just so funny because they're like, oh, you'll never come across this. And this is, again, what I say, where I end up working with a lot of very unique populations in my training in specific, because I've come across this so many times. I think I've had 3 clients that have had bots. And I've trained in my life maybe 80 people, right? I think I've trained like one-on-one 80 different people, and I've had like, you know, 3. So that's actually pretty statistically significant. I don't know. Hey, laid back, what's up? Missed so much of the stream. Gonna have to watch the VOD after this. All the info's so good to note down. Hey, appreciate it. Hey, we're here every Thursday doing it. We do our fitness talk every Thursday before the rest of stream. So you can always come back and ask questions any other time. Or you can click on the marshmallow and ask questions right now because we're still going. We got a few more. But welcome in, laid back. How's it chilling? How's it hanging? What's up? What's going on? Next question. I've had a hard time squatting ever since I got this Sumerian fertility idol. It's like my gut keeps growing even if I have a toned washboard. Do you have any advice how I can improve my squatting with a gut looking like a 7-month pregnancy? Now, I wouldn't know anything about that. Unfortunately, I can't help you here, right? Because like I have no personal experience with having a distended belly or being a Sumerian fertility idol. So I have no personal experience here. I can't really help you out, unfortunately. You'll have to ask somebody who is a Sumerian fertility idol. Insane time to learn of what may be fabled as the vitamin. What do you mean? What do you mean the vitamin? What's your favorite place to squat? On a plane, on a train, in a house, on a mouse. Actually though, what's my favorite place to squat? Somewhere where no one can see me. Somewhere where no one can see me so I can be in my underwear. I prefer to squat unclothed. So somewhere private is the answer for me here, I think. Sky King, squatting in the plane, walkway between seats. I do that. I've always said this. I wish I could like opt on a plane to just stand or sit in the like emergency door area. Because like not the emergency door, but you know, like the main cabin door of the plane where there's that little like inlet, basically. On long haul flights, I just want to stand there and do squats. I don't want to be sitting down. I hate sitting down. Like the most I'll sit down in one period of time is streaming. I do not enjoy sitting down. I want to be standing or laying down at all times. So like, you know, long haul flights that are like 15 hours. I'm like, no, I'd rather stand. I'd rather stand or squat for 15 hours or sit on the floor than sit in a seat. You know, I gotta get some movement. There's some old meme of something like passing out one day and learning they were just, oh yeah, the vitamin. I know what you mean now. Yeah, I know what you mean, Koi. It's like, yep, they just didn't have the vitamin. Usually the vitamin is iron or vitamin D. That's usually what the vitamin is. The thing that everyone's deficient in that fixes their life immediately that's usually iron or vitamin D. Those are the two big ones. Yeah, someone wishes there was a scenario where they were vindicated from their troubles and depression by lacking something. Yeah, and it's a real thing that can happen. Would you stand or squat for 24 hours if it was a flight to Japan? I'm talking specifically about a flight to Japan. Unfortunately, they kicked me out of the doorway after a while, but I did get up. There was a point on my last Japan flight where on the way there, where I 100% got out of my seat and stood next to the cabin door and just started doing squats until the attendants told me to sit down. Because I was like, I just need to move. I just want to move. Never heard of POTS. Having a QRD like half alliance is some bonked fatigue issues. Yeah, it's something to look into because apparently, and the reason why it came up was I was trying to get help for a client of mine who I couldn't figure out. There was a client of mine who it seemed as though their aerobic capacity wasn't increasing despite the amount of time we've been working together, suggesting that it probably should have. Like they'll get tired out very, very fast, and sometimes things very early in the day they won't recover from, and it will affect their lift significantly. And sometimes they have to bow out of training. And I like, you know, I'm a skilled trainer. I've trained quite a few people, and it's kind of just flagged as abnormal to me because I was like, oh, I would expect capacity to be quite a bit higher by now. And so I was talking about this and like talking about symptoms and stuff like that. And it came to me while we were talking about this, and I was like, oh my God, I think anytime this problem has happened, this client has been upright. They haven't been laying down. When they lay down, they do bench. It's never been a problem on bench press. And the bench press was arguably harder than some of the other stuff they had to pass out on. They had to tap out on. So it started me thinking like, oh my God, it's a postural thing. It might be that. So, you know, I don't know for sure, but I told them about that and told them maybe to get it looked into. But the thing is, it might not show up on blood tests or heart stress tests because it's specifically about the transition between sitting and standing, right? Partially, I should say. There's other factors too, but yeah, apparently it could not show up on those tests. So we were in a situation where they had done those other tests. They had done a heart stress test and they had done a blood test to see if they were deficient in anything. So, you know, something to consider for sure, because it's an easy test. Apparently it's a tilt table, so you don't even have to get like hooked up with like a bunch of drugs or anything like that to test it apparently. Yeah, vitamin D. A lot of people have low vitamin D. I would say, like, if you live in a high climate place, like if you live in a high latitude, you probably have a vitamin D deficiency, like, most of the year. Because there are some latitudes where you're just not gonna get enough vitamin D, even if you're outside all day, because it's just not there. The sun's just not there, you know? They'll give the airlines ideas. They're gonna stuff the flight full of standing people like sardines. I'd rather stand, but I know what you mean. You have zinc deficiency because your ring finger nails have lines. I see. Yeah, bonked fatigue issues is common. I've suspected I actually do lack a vitamin, and it might be autism medication, so I can finally focus for once. Yeah, so some medications can absorb, like, vitamins, or affect the absorption, or even the other way around, right? Some vitamins can affect the absorption of medications, especially calcium. calcium invalidates like half of medications if you take them together. You got to be careful with that one. Oh, Adderall, yeah, it's a common one. Used to be called Obitrol. Used to be a weight loss drug in the 50s. Yeah, ADHD is its own beast. Really is, really is. You got Asperger's, yeah. Ryanair standing seats. I mean, fun fact: first class on an aircraft have a 98% chance to die in a crash. That's all right. I just won't die. I just won't get in a crash. Remember, I can't be beaten in the sky. Don't forget the lore. Just things to learn. I recommend an autistic therapist if you can find one. Oh yeah, that could help for sure. Or just, you know, like be involved with the VTuber community. That can also help. You'll find many like-minded people. Benefits of Kegel. You know, I'm not like super up on Kegel. I'm going to be honest. I know it's good for like Kegel exercises and pelvic floor exercises in general are good for like, you know, just general health, pregnancy. They're good for a healthy body, right? Like the benefits are they're good for you, but I can't speak. I don't know any more specific than that, right? It's like, I imagine it's the same as any muscle, right? Where it's like, well, what are the benefits of bicep getting stronger? The bicep is bigger and stronger. So probably like that. But, you know, I could see this affecting postural stuff if I were to extrapolate. So I would do them. I think they're good. Having more people of my own kind has also helped. Hi, chat. Hi, VTuber of the male variety. I have a lasagna noodle impasta because I ran out of sketty. That's so fair. Strengthening the root chakra. That's true. I think you can channel chakra more efficiently. You should be able to stand on water soon. But how do I get my picky rat brain to eat healthy foods and exercise? Oh, gee. Well, find what you like. Find what you like is the big one. Find the yummiest healthy foods you possibly can. Experiment. Right? Just experiment. I will say too, like the big thing is, and the truth about sugar is that if you have a lot of sugar, you crave more sugar. But if you stop having sugar for a while, you will break the habit and will be nowhere near as appealing. Nowhere near as appealing. Like it's very, very addictive, right? So once you do break that habit, even temporarily, even in like 2 weeks, you'll find that you just don't want it as much. And that's really, really helpful. So sometimes 2 weeks is all you need to break the habit. Other than that, I would say experiment a lot with healthy foods, right? Because healthy foods doesn't mean they taste bad, right? Fat can be healthy and fat's like the tastiest thing ever. So you can put fatty things on things as long as you account for it. And you also don't have to give up everything that you like, you know? You can always have extra calories per day to use for little snacks you enjoy. No, I wouldn't put it out of possibility to say, save, you know, I don't do this, but I've had clients who did save 200 calories a day and have a candy bar every single day if you want to, as long as it fits the plan, right? But then you get a candy bar every day. Why not? Seasoning does go a long way though. Yeah, seasoning goes a long way and seasoning is free. So definitely lock in on that. Starting diet tomorrow. Nice. Let me know if you need any help, Arcane. Yeah, please go into seasoning. Get crazy in the seasoning aisle. Go absolutely bonkers in the seasoning aisle. Please. And remember that like a lot of things that taste good actually don't have a lot of calories. It's the amount that they're put in, right? So play around with like the 0 calorie or low sugar versions of sauces. Play around with all that stuff because you might find something you really, really enjoy, especially in sauces. There's some crazy low cal sauces out there. Crazy stuff out there. Beefquake, welcome in. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, go seasonings and fruit. I mean, if you like fruit, that's a cheat code. If you like vegetables, that's a cheat code. That's nature's candy. And you can eat an absurd amount of fruit. It really blows my mind. But like fruit, you can eat a pound of fruit and it's like less than 200 calories. It's really crazy. And you know, if you eat a pound of fruit, you're probably not going to be hungry. You know, it's worth the cost to get good seasoning. Exactly. You can cheap out on other stuff, right? That's the thing is like, if you go high on seasoning, you can just eat rice and beans and it tastes awesome because the seasoning is good, you know? Hot sauce is 5 calories. Yeah, you can always go to spice, right? That's like a tech tree, I would say. I think spicy food and hot food is a tech tree to make up for things being healthy, and just go down like the you know, Chipotle sauce tech tree, go down the hot sauce tech tree, the sriracha tech tree. Why are online fitness influencers so caught up on the sugar and fruit? Because they're on a crazy thing. They're on a habit. Okay, there's waves of this stuff, right? And the waves come every like 5 years, it feels like, where a new claim will happen and everyone jumps on that claim and then no, actually they're crazy, and then the claim goes away. This is probably round 5 of people saying fruit is bad for you because there's sugar in it. This is probably round 5 of that, right? Now, this is crazy talk. I'm going to tell you right now, straight up, in no, you know, easy words, that's crazy talk. That's insane. So fruits, right, do have sugar in them, obviously, natural sugars. And the thing about fruits, though, is because they have skin and there's fiber in the skin, it's not going to hit you the same way a chocolate bar will. It's not like you're eating chocolate every time you eat fruit, because the fiber is going to help mitigate the release and regulate the release of those sugars, right? And there are also different types of sugars many times. Listen, I'll put it this way, right? Here's a real good way to test the theory. Online fitness influencers are caught up on sugar and fruit, right? Have you ever known anyone who's gained weight on fruit? Ever? Anywhere? No. No is usually the answer. Nobody has gained weight on fruit, ever. Because it's just so full of water and it's so non-dense in calories. You can eat a whole watermelon every day and it's like 400 calories, all right? It's really impossible to gain weight on fruit unless you're trying really hard. So, now, crazy talk. This is a nutritionist that's quoted saying he'd rather mothers feed their children chocolate and think grapes are healthy. I think that nutritionist needs to go into a trash bin. I think I will fight that nutritionist in the boxing ring. That's a claim that I'm gonna punch you over. You're getting... I'll fight on that. Like, we're going to combat over that one. Man, he eats 800 apples a day, dies from the sugar overdose, dies from, what's it called, arsenic. Growing up eating tons of different fruit is insane to see how many people say fruit's unhealthy. Yeah, they're grifting. They're crazy. They have no idea what they're talking about. There are people on like fitness YouTube and nutrition YouTube who, it's crazy because they'll have big followings, right? They'll have like hundreds of thousands of views every video, and they are saying the most insane stuff of all time, where you're like, that is just clearly not true. Like, even from the most basic perspective, you know? Yeah, look at Steve Jobs. He was on fruit diet and he was a thin man. Well, it's really hard to eat 2,000 calories of fruit. Like, I don't know if even I could do that. I probably could, but I wouldn't want to do it repeatedly, right? You know, anytime someone's going to gain weight from having fruit in their diet, it's going to be because of the other things, not the fruit, right? Like, please have fruit. Oh my God. Again, let's put this in perspective, right? We just talked about having a chocolate bar. We just talked about having a chocolate bar every day for like 250 calories. That's the equivalent of like 19 ounces of fruit, or like a pound and change of fruit. All right. If you're having a pound of fruit every day and that's only 200 calories and you're gaining weight off that, more than that. Yeah. All right. I don't think so. Yeah. He's thin from cancer, not just the fruit. True. Regarding backlog, and indie devs making a game where Steam library is your enemy. I did see that. Yeah. Yeah. Some people are turning it into a conspiracy. Well, the big thing is, unfortunately, people are incentivized. I talk too fast sometimes. Listen, I gotta slow it down, you guys. Sometimes I stumble over my words. I feel bad about it. I gotta be a good streamer. I gotta slow down and talk more clearly, so I'm not like, you know? But I get excited. Get really excited. I mean, yeah, Command, I do feel that. If I tried hard, I could probably gain weight on a fruit diet, but there's a lot of people out there because the algorithm rewards drama, right? It rewards engagement, not good engagement. I found that myself. Can I tell you guys a story? Can I tell you a crazy story that happened to me recently? So you might have seen, if you follow me on Twitter, you might have seen I made that post about gray morality enjoyers versus believe in humanity enjoyers, that funny video I found, and I posted it on Twitter. I wasn't thinking about it. I just thought it was a funny video. Well, apparently a lot of people got very mad about that post and they argued about it to the point of putting philosophy theses in the quote retweets, and it got 1 million views. And you know what I got from that? $40 from Twitter. I was directly monetarily incentivized to rage bait people by accident. I didn't intend to. It was a complete accident. But like, I was sitting here watching them argue with, and I wasn't arguing back because I just thought it was a funny joke, right? And a lot of people were misrepresenting the video anyway. I just thought it was a funny video. But I was sitting here looking at this like, oh my God, I get it now. I get rage baiting now because I just posted something. Everyone's getting really mad about it. And now I have $40, right? And that's a full day of, that's like a free day. I mean, that's like most of my groceries for the week, right? But the same thing goes for fitness influencers, nutrition influencers, the algorithm in general, right? When people tie their money to that thing, and if they don't have like the morals to back it up, or they don't have the knowledge to back it up, then yeah, saying controversial shit is going to get them way more views. And so if they rely on scaring you, right? Scare tactics, because everybody knows fruits are healthy. So if you have a video come out from somebody who has 1 million likes on the video and they're like, I'm a registered nutritionist and fruit's bad for you, you're going to click on that video. Because either one, you're afraid and you want to know, oh shit, am I wrong? Or fruit's not healthy? Or two, you're pissed off and you're watching the video out of anger like I would do. That would work on me. If I saw a headline that was a TikTok that said fruits were bad for you and there was someone's face in that video, I'm going to click on that video because I want to mock that person. I want to look at this video and be like, that's crazy. What are they saying, right? And then I've given them an engagement view. So that being the case, like, that's how it works. That's how it works. There's some conspiracy theory surrounding X posting and bots. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I could make so much being a rage baity grifter. Yeah, me too. Me too. I could make a lot. Listen. With this model, I'm going to be so honest with everybody right now, right? I think that with the model I have, right, it's a non-traditional VTuber model. It just so happens I really respect traditional VTubing and I like it. And I like, you know, all VTubers and agency VTubing and the history of stuff like that. If I didn't like VTubing with a model like this, I could 100% become an evil anti-VTuber, right? I could have been making fun of VTubers with a model like this. That was not my goal. I like VTubing, but I could be, right? There's a world where an evil Sclimbo could be using a model like this to make fun of VTubing and make it a parody, right? And that evil version of Sclimbo probably gets a lot of engagement off of that. And that's the unfortunate thing about how that all works, you know? But yeah, it's like saying eating 10 million to 15 million bananas reach lethal dose of radiation, yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna say any names, but you know, there's some people who might do something like that, you know? The real One Piece was the comically committed post we QRT'd along the way. Yeah, when you found me on the sidebar, you expected a terrible person, right? And that's the thing, is like, I really didn't want to give that impression. Like, there were jokes that I thought of in my lore video, when I had my first lore video. There were jokes that I considered putting in that I thought were like funny, but then I stepped back and I was like, well, wait a sec, people don't know me yet. They don't know I'm doing this in parody. They might think I'm actually making fun of VTubers, and I don't want that to come across, because I'm like a dyed-in-the-wool true VTuber if there ever was one, right? I've loved the industry since the beginning. I've been here since 2016. So I didn't want to give that impression, because, you know, the whole goal of Sclimbo is to evolve into a real VTuber, right? So yeah, but like, you know, if you do lean into that sort of stuff, yeah, Obelix, the evil fitness VTuber. Sounds like Obelisk the Tormentor. My first impression was you making fun of VTubers based on the model. Yeah, exactly, right? And that's something that, like, you know, I have to try to fight to take the expectation away, right? So you saw me first as a nominee for the VTuber Awards? Wait, really? What? I was a nominee for the VTuber Awards? When? I didn't know that. When was that? Nobody told me. Yeah, but sorry for the little rant, but it is frustrating. It's really frustrating to see people do that with fitness and nutrition. And I'm not going to say it's necessarily malicious, right? I'm not going to say it's necessarily malicious. I don't think all of these people actually, like, know that fruit's good for you, and they're like, I'm going to say it's bad for you to get views and money. I don't think they're doing that. I think they're just kind of dumb. I think they just didn't learn properly, and somebody told them something, or they're taking a really overarching view of that, right? Like, there's a lot of things mechanistically in the human body that people can point to as bad, or in a petri dish that people can point to as bad, even though they don't work that way in the body, because the body's a complex system, right? So somebody could say, okay, well, fruit have sugar, and too much sugar bad, so too much fruit must be bad, or fruit must be bad, because if too much sugar bad, then any sugar bad, right? Like, I see the thought process of just extrapolating that out. It's the same as saying this study said that this, you know, additive promoted cancer in a petri dish. Well, a petri dish isn't the human body, nor is it an animal study. So, you know, maybe the human body filters that out. In fact, it probably does, and sure enough, it does. So it's the same probably thought process as that. It's just not thinking it through and understanding the process. You know? It's, yeah, nuance is dead online. That's the problem. My own VTuber model is a bit of a parody, but not in a scathing, they're all losers way, and a satirical cat girl with a dude voice sense. Yeah, and that's like a whole thing, right? I mean, there's many different words for this. If we're going traditional Japanese, I believe back in the day that was called Babiniku in Japanese, because some of the earliest VTubers actually did things like that. There was, oh god, who was it? One of the four pillars of VTubing back in the day was, what was the name? Was it Virtual Oji-san? Was that Virtual Oji-san used I forget if that was a name, but it was one of the four kings of VTubing back in the day. The annoying orange, yeah, something like that. But yeah, no, that's like there's a lot of history behind that, and also many reasons why, other reasons besides that, where people might do that. Sometimes they just like the model, sometimes they feel like it fits them better, that sort of thing, right? I'm doing a study to see if rats require their bodies to exist. It'll discover they should eat rat parts to stay alive. Yeah, right. Hearing about one VTuber that was using a voice changer, the changer stopped working and it was an old man voice and they became more popular. Yeah, you know, it can happen. People are allowed to use whatever model they want. You know, you're allowed to do whatever you want. It's VTubing. That's the best part. All right, back to questions now the rant's over. But yeah, don't trust anybody who's telling you fruit's bad for you. They're ridiculous. They're silly people. They're not serious people, I would say. Reminds me of Mia and Joel, how they use the models to subvert expectations. Yeah, actually, another friend of mine, Nuna, as well, does that. Nuna is very much a guy, identifies as a guy, a female VTuber model, right? Nuna does that as well. VTubing equals reality, can be whatever I want. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Let's see, my gym doesn't have a free weight squat rock, but it does have a squat rock. What's a squat rock? Help, help, help. I've been yapping too much. Help, help. I'm changing. Squat rock. Oops. My gym doesn't have a free weight squat rack, but it does have a Smith machine. Thoughts on Smith machine squats? Oh my God. It's funny. We talk about Smith machine squats fuego so much because it comes up a lot. All right. So I think Smith machine squats can be a good tool in the toolbox, but I don't like people learning how to squat in the Smith machine because I think it promotes a bad form. For the general squat, I think if you did a Smith machine squat from the start and you were given a bar, you would fall over. So I don't think it promotes the best posture and form for regular squatting. I would use it over nothing, or I would do something like dumbbell squats or goblet squats. But one thing you could do, and this is a little bit more of an advanced squat, but it's not too hard to learn, is Smith machine split squats actually will work pretty well. If you do split squats on a Smith machine, that's one leg at a time squats. Those will work really well on a Smith machine. But yeah, the general squat form, it doesn't really work because oftentimes Smith machines are angled slightly to have like a good arc for the bench press, and that does not equate to a good arc for a squat. So squat rack sounds like the name of a goblin merchant you find in an RPG game. It kind of does. It kind of does. Like Drizzt. Isn't there that one D&D like elf named Drizzt who's like one of the most popular OCs of all time? He's in like so many old D&D books. Drizzt. There was this one joke the announcer for the VTuber Awards made some years ago where they say, when VTubing, you can be anyone and anything you want. Usually that means you're an anime girl. Yeah, Drizzt or then. Drizzed out. It's Drizzt. Is running, walking on sidewalks, trails, etc. actually better for you than a treadmill? I was told something about variations in textures better for your body than the smooth slope of a treadmill. Okay, yes, I would say, but I don't think it matters that much. So here's some things that are true. Trails specifically, if you're running, are probably better than a treadmill. Because trails have a soft ground. The ground is soft, right? So it's going to be a little bit less impact on your joints than if you're running on a hard surface like a sidewalk or a treadmill. So for running in particular, trails, probably a little healthier, but minorly, right? It's going to help a little bit. It is also true that most treadmills do not have an actual good curve that would be the same as walking. When you go about your day walking, right? There are some treadmills that do though, and there are some treadmills that have an incline, so it's even better sometimes. So I would say, like, I think incline treadmill is a hyper underrated exercise that more people should be doing, and that's better than running or walking on pretty much anything. But if we're talking walking, I think walking outside is slightly better. I don't think it matters that much. Obviously, weather matters. I think it's better for your mental health, too, to get outside, get in the woods, get the sun on you. I think there's overall more benefit than being inside in one place for an hour, but that might just be me. I hate treadmills. I think they're good, but, like, you'll never catch me on one for an hour. I'll go insane. I'd much rather be in the woods. So I think there's other benefits to going outside, but for movement in particular, it's about the same. It's maybe slightly less efficient, but yeah. Let's see. Sure, they say you can be anything you want, but then I try to VTube as Casey Jones. I get called by lawyers. Yeah, true. My brother, when he first started working out, used a Smith machine at Planet Fitness. He thought the bar was the same weight as the barbell. I had to shatter his delusion. Yeah, you have to consider that as well. Usually somewhere on the machine, though, on a Smith machine, it will say what the starting weight of the bar is. It's usually 20 pounds. But it should say on any machine that is like on a, like on the, what's the word for it? Like hydraulics or whatever it is, right? It should say what the starting weight of the bar alone is somewhere on the machine. So just look around the safety information and you should find it for counting. Also, just consider you're always going to be way stronger on a machine than you are on free weights. So don't assume because you're benching 165 on a Smith machine, you can go raw into 165 on a regular bench with a free bar if you don't do it regularly. So do not assume that. You will hurt yourself. Is that bullshit I saw about holding handles ruining the point of the incline real? No. Yeah, no, that's not real. That's not real. I wouldn't say it's rage bait. I guess it depends, right? Like if you're holding the handles to an extent where you're taking the weight off of yourself and just like spinning your legs like Sonic, maybe. But no, you're still on an incline. What matters, because the thing about the incline, right, is obviously it's pretty good for your calves, but the point of the incline is to increase your heart rate without increasing your speed. So or increasing the impact of your joints because you're jogging, right? So all you're doing, if your heart rate's up, you're doing cardio. That's all that matters for cardio. I remember one of the questions, actually, it was really funny, but one of the questions on my original license exam for training was, and this was like a rogue question the gym owner threw in, was what's the best form of cardio? And it was an open answer question. And I overthought it. I got this one wrong, actually. I overthought it. I was like, okay, well, it must be swimming, right? Because swimming increases the heart rate, so it's good cardio, but then it also has low impact on the joints. And that's going to be a little more efficient than running. So probably swimming is the most efficient form of cardio, right? And the answer was, and granted, I would argue that swimming is still slightly better, but like the answer actually was like, hey, good thought. But the answer was whatever cardio you stick to, because all that matters is increasing your heart rate. So whatever you find that's fun, that's sustainable, that increases your heart rate is probably the best cardio for you. But yeah, you can overthink it. So movement in general, heart rate in general, that's what matters, right? Visual acuity is one of the coolest tricks to going on trail, if possible. You mean like the Sharingan? I can activate my Kekai Genkai? Is that what you're saying? I heard high incline treadmills and slower speeds do super well for you versus higher speeds, no incline. I agree with that. I agree with that. I think they rock. I think they rock. Hey, Vex, welcome in. Treadmills don't let me daydream as hard. Yeah, exactly, Geisha. If I'm on a treadmill, I cannot pretend to be on a mission in the Naruto universe when I'm in the woods alone, right? That's the big thing. That's the big thing. It's like I can't pretend like I'm going Sasuke retrieval arc in real life if I'm on a treadmill. I mean, I need extra delusion to do that. A little extra work, I guess I would say. Hey, Racky. 90% of my job has me walking outside on mixed terrain, and even walking up a tower is 48 steps. Has a bit more of an incline to it than it looks. That's a good one. Good job.
This doesn't count. I'm having this as
a yummy snack because I enjoy it. Counterpoint, I run so much I burn treadmills out, ruin 3 and stop buying them. Yeah, I mean, like, a good commercial treadmill shouldn't break. Like, one of the big, nice commercial ones shouldn't break, but outside is free. Never forget that. And you should go out there. Please touch grass. Sure, but you can watch the Sasuke retrieval arc. You can, if you don't get, like, motion sickness from watching something stationary while you move. You can, Zora. That's a good point. The Baki Sharingan, even. Yeah. Visual acuity matters, you know? All right, let's see. More questions. I think that's through the questions for now. So this is going to be a good time. Okay, everyone, we're going to go on an ad break. I'll be right back in 4 minutes. And in those 4 minutes, I want everyone to do med check, stretch, go to the bathroom, get a little snack. When we come back, we'll see if there's any more marshmallow questions. Feel free to put your confessions, as we usually do at this point of the day, or your questions in. And then if we don't have any when we come back, we'll swap to the next topic, which is going to be what animals I think I could take in a fight tier list. How about that? So I'll see you in 4 minutes. If you have any more questions, though, please feel free to ask. I love answering them. So don't feel like you need to hold back or anything. I'll check chat, too. All right, be right back, everybody. See you in 4. All right, welcome back, everybody. We do have some more questions. Let's hit them. Yeah, Command, you're a champ for all those steps. It's crazy. Crazy work. The anti-smoke break. Exactly. No smoke breaks. Not allowed. Scale finally starting to go down again. Just had to cut an egregiously low amount of calories. No, Command, don't do it. Don't, just maintain the course. Don't go too low. Maintain the course. You'll break through the plateau. I promise. I promise. Just don't go too low. Do you have any hot tips for eating more out of habit? Sometimes forget to eat even once a day. It might average 800 to 1,000. Yeah, make food more easily accessible. Keep it near you, especially if you're forgetting to eat. That's a big one, right? So I always talk to you about what to eat when you want to eat more, which is like, you know, nuts, adding more oils to things, just going more calorie dense on sauces in general, oils, and yeah, nuts being the big one, because it's just, you don't have to prep them. They don't need to be stored in the fridge, so on and so forth, right? To that end, think about food access. So on one side, we might say, okay, don't keep junk food in the house to people who want to lose weight so that the access is very low. Make your access to food in general very high. So a good example, when we talk about things that don't need to be refrigerated, like nuts and dark chocolate, keep them at your desk. If you want to gain weight, have them literally within hand reach, right? Do the opposite. Make it so that they're just there and you can just grab a handful constantly. That'll make sure you don't forget, probably, because instead of having to get up, and it's really good for hyperfixating as well, right? Because if you're at your computer and you're hyperfixating on work and you forget to eat, it's way easier when you think to yourself like, oh geez, I'm kind of hungry, and you don't have to move, right? You don't even have to get up, stop what you're doing. You can just shove, you know, grab and shove in your mouth a pile of nuts or something like that, right? So that's the way to do it, is make the access to the food very, very easy. Keep it near you, like you're a squirrel and you need your nuts near you at all times, you know? You're over 1,200? Okay, but that's still kind of low. Chocolate covered blueberries from Trader Joe's at your desk, you'll be fine. Yeah, that's a good one too. That's a good one too. Yeah, just keep it on hand, pretty much. You could even do this with bars, right? Like if you have protein bars or nutrition bars, just have them at your desk. Like that's where you're keeping them, right? They're just stacked right next to your arm or your bed even. That'd be a good way to do it. That'd be a good way to do it. 1,200 sounds good for like a 12-year-old. Some 12-year-olds might need more because they're close to going through puberty, Dante. That's actually pretty low for most people. Even kids. Sounds so yummy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you keep them there, you eat them. That's the point. We want this person to eat them. We want them to eat them. That's the idea, because they don't know, they're forgetting to eat. Got to make it easy for them, right? Have pre-prepared things right there within hand's reach. Easy. Problem solved. Probably. I feel like it'd be pretty hard to forget to eat when they're literally like, you don't have to move, right? Like my water's right here. I'm not going to forget to drink, because if I'm thirsty, I go, oh, and then I reach for it. Confession, I heavily enjoy a semi-popular Polish snack that's literally flavored condensed milk in a tube. They come in flavors like chocolate or caramel. It's called mleko. Mlek. I fear the nutrition label. Well, fear no more, because we're going to look at it right now. Time for fear. Yay. It's probably not that bad. It's probably not that bad. Condensed milk, probably not that bad. Let's see, mleko nutrition. I'll put it on screen. I need to eat so little for my baseline. It kills me. I love food. Yeah. Yeah, that's the downside of being on the shorter side, for sure. All right, let's see here. Well, see, the only way to avoid that, Etu, is you just have to get super jacked. You just have to get insanely shredded and huge muscles so that you burn more calories. That's the way to do it. Oh, this doesn't look bad at all, actually. Okay, I mean, I'm going to have trouble reading this, so anyone in chat, help me out here. But let's see. This doesn't look too bad, actually. Energy looks like 234 kilojoules per... Is that the overall serving? Is that per 100 grams? And then 56? Actually, it doesn't look that bad at all. That's protein, 3.2. That makes sense. 56.4 calories per 100 grams. Yeah, it seems kind of good, actually. It seems not bad at all. Granted, I don't know if this is chocolate, but that doesn't seem bad at all. I would say that I don't think chocolate milk and normal milk have too many differences in calories, so probably not bad. So 1 liter, meaning 564 calories per liter. Okay, per liter, though. Power Go-Gurt. You could say that. Gonna be like Toph from the play at the end of Atla. Yeah, my name's Toph because it sounds like tough. Oh, I love that. Yeah, this actually doesn't seem too bad. Doesn't seem too bad. So, Back in basic training, I had chocolate milk with every meal. Yeah, why not, right? I still think like Fairlife ultra filtered skim milk is like basically a protein shake for like cheap. I think they kind of rock. All the other options sucked. Yeah, chocolate milk was pretty good. I never had it when I was younger, but I have it now and it's like, all right, it's pretty good. Pretty good. I prefer to eat things. I don't like drinking calories though. So it always comes back to every time I drink my calories, I'm like, I could have had a whole cheese. I could have had a whole ounce of cheese instead. Or like, I don't know, 4 ounces of chicken or something. More chicken. I could have had more brickin' instead of drinking that. Isn't there a bodybuilder that drinks chalky milk for almost every meal? Yeah, it sounds like something that a bodybuilder would do. I don't know the particular bodybuilder, but that sounds I bet more than one. I bet more than one. Bodybuilders go together with doing crazy, insane food things like bread and butter. They really do. Like, the bodybuilders really are the champions of just like, hey, it works if it fits your macros, man. Right? It is crazy though when you see like the you know, bland chicken, broccoli, and rice situation that bodybuilders will do, because most don't need to do that. There's a rare scenario where you do, right? Like the rare scenario where that's actually viable is if you're preparing for a competition, sodium will actually matter a lot for your overall vascularity. And so you do need to maybe not have seasoned chicken or things for a little bit. But outside of you are 2 weeks away from a competition, you don't need to do that to yourself. You could have sauces and seasonings and all those things. So it's funny when you see it. Yeah, blended chicken breast. I don't know why we're doing that. Like, why are we doing blended chicken breast? I mean, I guess like maybe if they have like a tiny stomach, right? Like maybe they don't like eating and that's the only way they get it down. I don't know why you wouldn't just eat the chicken breast, right? Sounds great. Ronnie Coleman? No, Ronnie Coleman famously got all of his muscle off of cornbread, and definitely not steroids. Just cornbread. Just cornbread. Definitely not steroids. Definitely not an amount of steroids that would put Liver King to shame. Definitely not. Definitely not the roids. Yeah, the steroids were in the cornbread. He just eats his Fruit Loops. He just eats his Fruit Loops in the morning. That's all. I blended 2 servings of kale because I didn't want to sit and eat a whole salad. Yeah, but that's fair. That's not like chicken, right? That's like supposed to be in fruits or in smoothies, kale. So like, I don't know. Chicken's a little extra. All those guys. Yeah, everyone's on gear. Everyone's on gear. I will guarantee you. I will guarantee you, without calling out anyone in particular, there's a reason why there's tested and untested leagues in bodybuilding and powerlifting, right? At the top of the untested leagues in both powerlifting and bodybuilding, everyone is on steroids. Nobody is not on steroids. In Hollywood, actors, 90% of them are on steroids. For good big roles and stuff like that, where they get really lean really fast and get jacked for roles, steroids. That's their secret. Actually, I always talk about this, but there's a really, really fun video series that Renaissance Periodization did. And it was basically Dr. Mike would analyze, because Men's Health would do these videos where they would be like, oh, check out Hugh Jackman's fitness routine, or check out, you know, Chris Pratt's fitness routine to get ready for his role as X, right? And it was like following their trainer and what the trainer did to train this actor, right? To get them ready for the role. And it's hilarious because inevitably they have no clue what they're doing every time. It's like the worst exercise selection. They're not going to failure. It's complete junk volume half the time. They're doing dumb exercises. But somehow all these actors seem to get a perfect body just in time. Just in time. I wonder what these trainers are doing to get them there. They open the special case in the back. That's what they're doing. You don't need a good workout routine when you have massive amounts of steroids to give your client instead. Cornbread steroids, same thing really when you think about it. Yeah, kind of. I mean, if I had a lot of cornbread, I'd feel like I'm on steroids. I don't know why you'd go with the chicken breast, just egg white in the blender. Yeah, you could just drink egg whites like More Plates, More Dates does. The guy that plays live action Sanji has me worried. I'd have to take a look. I mean, there's obvious examples, but then it's more about the speed of the change, right? Actually, you know what's actually probably a good example is it's tough because I don't want to call anyone out, right? But like, you almost have to. Because I'm not doing this. I'm doing this as an example. I'm not doing this to say shame on them or anything. Because I think steroids are a choice you can make. I just don't want people claiming natty. But do you ever see what Zac Efron looked like? Do you ever see what Zac Efron looks like now? For his role when he was doing the wrestling movie. Hold on, let me find the image. It's crazy. Hold on, let me find the neck image. Yeah, all right, here we go. This is like the funniest thing of all time to me. My friends and I actually have a all right, so my buddy has a truck, and the truck has like a screen that you can put an image on in the back, and we have this image of Zac Efron as the background for the video screen because it's so funny. Wait, hold on, here it is. Yeah, from Twink to Huge. Yeah, spoiler alert if you haven't seen this, but oh my god. Let's take a look at modern Zac Efron real quick and see if he did this naturally. There he is. Good old Zac. Good old Zac. Hold on, where's the other one with the sweatshirt? That's my favorite one. Yep, that's right. That's Zac Efron. I need to find... Here's the sweatshirt one. There he is. Look at his neck. No, yeah, that's Zac Efron. That's him right there. He looks like he looks like a medieval knight. He looks like a squire. Yep. This image right here, the one with the gray shirt, is what my friend has as the background of like the video player in his truck. So yeah. You know, that's the He-Man build actually. Actually, He-Man, he looks like human Shrek. He looks like the buff berries and cream. Berries and cream, berries and cream. I love my berries and cream. He does look like berries and cream, Skittles boy. I like human Shrek. I think human Shrek is the best one there. Buff Farquaad. Yeah, he gained like 5 inches on his neck. All right, you don't do that. That doesn't happen. I am a little lad who loves berries and cream. I really am. I really am. Secretly getting jacked is eating berries and cream. It really is, yeah. What's his neck day look like? I don't know. But this is what I mean. When actors do shit like that, you know, right? That's not a workout routine. A workout routine didn't do that. I mean, it did, right? He definitely worked out, but not alone. Please, sire, another serving. All right, next question. On my weekends, aka my days off from work, I've noticed I don't move around as much. And because I don't move around as much, I don't really eat much. I also noticed on these days I'm a bit more grumpy. Any advice on what I can do to help with that? Yeah, honestly, this is probably just like a go outside is what this probably is, I would say. I think that people tend to have, like, there's definitely a correlation between staying inside too much and not moving and feeling depressed or feeling angry or feeling irritable. Like, we have energy and you have to get it out, right? So I would say just try and get out more on your days off. You don't even necessarily have to exercise, right? You don't have to, you can take like a break day from exercising, but just, you know, go out, see people, see the world, get a snack, that sort of thing, you know? That sort of thing. But that's like the best advice I can give. I think touching grass solves a lot of problems, especially when it comes to like mood, right? Like I know for me, especially like day to day, if I don't get outside, my energy levels and my mood are way lower than if I do, which is almost like paradoxical, right? Because you expend more energy. But like if I woke up today at 6 a.m. I woke up at 6 a.m. right? If I woke up at 6 a.m. and I spent all day, like, I don't know, doom scrolling TikTok, and then I got out of my bed 3 hours later at like 9 a.m. after 3 hours of that, and then I just kind of like farted around the house and I like had a snack or something, and then I came to stream, I'd be way less animated and happy than going out, like having a breakfast, running around in the woods, working out, showering, and then coming back here and being like, all right, like I'm good. You know, I got zone, I got energy. So just get out more. That'd be my recommendation. Yeah, take a walk. Must have been doing those infamous hanging bike sprints. Yeah. I think he was like benching the rack or something. Doing naps outside to get more sun. Not like the worst idea. Just be careful. Maybe do it under shade. You might get too much sun. Also make sure there's no ticks or poisonous animals in your area. Need to get better about it, but Ring Fit's becoming my go-to. Yeah, that's a good one too. Like if it's rainy. Now I just go outside when it rains. I like it. And this is like not a fitness advice thing, I would say. This is like a me thing. But I think it's really nice every once in a while to get rained on, you know? Especially during summer when it's warm rain. Like just going outside, going barefoot, being in your bathing suit or something in the woods, and just like getting rained on feels awesome. Hey, Crispy, thanks for the follow. Welcome in. Yeah, the cold's a problem, but rain, it's nice to get rained on sometimes. Like a little mini shower outside. The whimsy I feel running around outside is great. Yeah, night walks are good too. I would be doing night walks, if not morning walks, for sure. I used to do a lot more of them. All right, let's see if there's any more. And all right. So with that, let's probably swap over and start doing this tier list that we promised, because it's been about 2 hours. So why don't we get on this fitness tier list here? Fitness, what am I saying? We're fighting animals. All right, so we're going to swap over tier list of what animals I think I can take in a fight 1v1. Rain is peak for the first 5 minutes in the pool. Ooh, yeah. Rain in the pool is kind of cool because you're already wet. That's true. Let's swap out a fitness category, go to just chatting, and update things. Just chatting, and we'll go tier listing animals I can take in a fight. Oh, was that just another throne? Hold on. Tier listing animals I can take in a fight. That's it. That's the stream. All right, what do we got here? It's loading. I'm gonna see it in a sec. I have to go to the Throne website because my phone's tracking right now. Ayoda, thank you again for the other contribution. Oh my god, back to back today, Ayoda. Thank you so much. We're really close to getting that Switch. It's only a bit away. And then I can do the gift card scam to get it like tomorrow. It's gonna be awesome. I would do more night walks if I didn't live in an area where that's not advisable. Yep, that's a big problem, right? Animals or people being a problem. Some of my favorite memories visiting family in Central America is chilling outside in the warm rain. It's good for the soul. So true, Frog. So true. Yeah, warm rain is just something special. All of them. Yeah, that's the real spoilers. I can fight every animal ever, actually. All right, let's get this going here. Let's get it rocking and start. Now I have 2 tier lists. I'm going to start with the easy one first because there's one with more animals on it and one with less. So I'm going to do the one with less first because I think this just has more variety. So let's start with the simple one, and then we can just do those answers. Like we already know the answers to those in the next one. So I didn't make this tier list. This was already here. Hoping for the 7 Ian Nasir's opinion. No Ian Nasir here. No. No such thing. Incorrect. Not real. But here's what we got. We got, they would destroy me. I would put up a fight but lose. 50-50. They'd put up a fight but lose. I would destroy them. All right, starting from the top, right? Now we're going to take everything fairly here. If we're talking Monty Python and the Holy Grail, I'm in trouble. I thought, hold on. For a second there, I didn't read this. I thought I said rabbit buffalo, and I was like, what is that? I mean, obviously, right? A rabbit gets... Banui Oh, no. Oh, no. Was that... Command! Oh, shit! Command just dropped the rest of the funding. That's Switch 2. Command, thank you so much. That's Switch and Play. We have a Switch 2. This is the only console I own right now besides my PC. Or I'm about to own. I will enjoy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. Big hearts. Wait, you see a little more to go? You shouldn't. Hold on. You shouldn't. That looked like a full funding to me. It should have been a full funding. Maybe it needs to update or something. We'll see. Either way, it's definitely enough because we can do the scam with the gift cards. Well, it's not a scam. It's a real thing we can do with the gift cards, but we can just do that. Very Sclimsmas. It really is. Throne totals might have lied to you because it might be like throne cut or something like that. Command, but that's okay. I mean, like either way we're good because I think it's like throne cut, but either way we're good because we can just cash it out. I think it says 94% funded, but it's at max. Maybe it'll update. I'll give it time. Either way, like I said, I can just cash out. So what's going on right now, for those who weren't here earlier, is there's a 20% off Nintendo eShop gift cards on Newegg right now. And so if you buy 5 gift cards at $100, you get $500 for $400, which means you can buy a Switch 2 for $400. So either way, we're good. I'll just do that after stream. So either way, we're good. Yeah. There's a tech you can do as long as it's still up by the time stream ends. But either way, I can get it. Either way, we're good. We're good. So thank you so much. I will bow. I will pray. Now I can finally give you guys the thank you video for that. That's been a long time coming. So I will get everyone a thank you video for everyone who contributed. I appreciate all the help with that. And also that means I can update the throne with things we need for upcoming content. Probably about time that we put the real life content stuff on there. I'm thinking like the lapel mic and stuff like that for IRL streams. Probably about time we throw that up now. If you get more cards, you get the bonus money for eShop. Yeah. Hey, Kyron, what's going on? Yeah, I'm sure we're good. I'm sure we're good. No worries. We're all set. Thank you so much, Command. Big hearts, big hearts. All right. I would destroy a rabbit. Getting back to the topic at hand. At hand. There's no way a rabbit could ever fight me, right? Like, that's a joke, right? Like, what does a rabbit even do? It could break your skin, maybe, right? Even if it got to your neck, I don't think it can get your jugular. Like, even if you had an angry rabbit and you held it to your neck, I don't think it can kill you, right? Oh, the biggest obstacle would be catching it. But yeah, you could like touch it and it would die. Definitely. Have you seen its big teeth? Yeah, but like, you can't do anything with them. You know? You can't do anything with it. Yeah, Monty Python, the Holy Grail. That was an evil rabbit, though. We're fine there. You seen the rabbit from JJK? Yeah, and the ones from ReZero. That's true. If it's those rabbits, we're in trouble, but I don't think it is. Now, this is going to be a hot take. This is going to be a really hot take. I am of the opinion every single bird I destroy. Okay? And any bird on this list, I think I absolutely destroy birds. Like, if I come up against a bird, I'm going to be moving like this. I'm going to be doing Uzumaki Barrage. I'm going to be air comboing birds all day. This is how we're going to be moving if we see a bird. Like, we are any type of bird, any type of flying creature, it doesn't matter. We are actually doing real combos on birds all day. Cassowary is on the list, yeah. So geese are scary. Is this a cage match? Yeah, we should probably set the stage, huh? I would do this to an eagle. Yeah, I would Uzumaki Barrage an eagle. I would do it. I think birds are weak. I think birds are really weak and overestimated. I would fight a bird. I'd fight a bird so good. I fight a bird so good. Because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing about birds. I think, like, birds don't have the DPS to kill me. And we have to set the stage, okay? This is going to be my scenario here. When we're talking about fighting the animal, what's our terrain and what's our feelings here, right? I think it's only fair that we're on a terrain that you would reasonably encounter this creature in, right? Like a cage match with nothing in it, I think invalidates humans' bonuses. Because as a human, I have the special skill known as picking up a rock and picking up a stick, right? So I should be able to use my special ability, just like I would say chimps should be able to use that same special ability to throw rocks. So I think what's fair is you're encountering this creature on a terrain that they're likely to be in, right? So it's their natural terrain, but since humans are everywhere in the globe, it's also our natural terrain. Because humans expand everywhere. Humans are in every climate, right? So I think it's only fair to be in the animal's natural terrain that we're also in. Like, obviously, I'm not saying that there's going to be, like, a spear-shaped stick right next to me. That's unfair. But, like, a normal stick, right? Normal stick, we'll say. I would also say what's only fair is that we are both bloodlusted, right? I don't think it's fair to say just the animal's bloodlusted. Like, we're trying to kill each other. It's kill or be killed. An eagle or falcon swooping down and catching the jugular with their claws is an instant down? I don't think so. I don't think they could ever pull that off. If you see them coming, right? Unless they get like first strike bonus, right? Like we talked about before, unless they hit you with like the backstab, there's no way you wouldn't be, like, you just put your hand there, right? Like you just put your hand there and they can't get your jugular. You could just guard up as a human. But the thing about birds is they're so fragile because they have to fly. So any bird that has flight, if you hit them once, they're done. They're over. All you got to do is one air combo. If that eagle's coming at you and it catches a fist, it's dead immediately. You know? Other birds, worst case is they hurt you bad, but those three will kill you. Well, okay, emus did win a war, but that's because they were outnumbered. We're talking a 1v1 here. We're talking a 1v1. Now, I have emus do false charge. I know, because at one time I was on an emu farm, and the owner of the farm was like, I'm going to open this gate to get the car in, or you need to open the gate to get the car in. Just, if they run at you, just stand there. Just stand your ground and they'll back off. And they did. And they did. They did. Yeah, they go for my eyes. I simply won't let them hit my eyes. Any bird is getting killed by me. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, you can the bird matchup. Easy. Easy. Now, flightless birds will talk, okay? But flightless birds will talk. but I'm not worried about any flying bird of normal size, right? Now, if we were talking like, I don't know, a terror bird, right? Like a historical bird that's bigger than me, maybe we'd have a conversation, but we're not. An eagle's like less than half my size. If you just guard up, and you catch it with a mean punch, that dead eagle right there. It's fallen down. It can't fly anymore. You probably broke its bones or its cartilage or whatever, right? Not to mention weapons, right? Not to mention weapons. I pick up a stick. I now have defense, right? The claws can't get to me. I can defense. I can use it like a quarterstaff and block the eagle coming in. It's an easy win on birds, I think. I don't think a Canadian geese could ever kill me. Like 50 would be a problem, but like, could they ever kill me? No, probably not. I mean, like swans and geese, especially, like I'd be swinging them around. It'd be like Bowser. It'd be like Mario 64 Bowser. I'd be like hitting them with the Loki, like from Avengers, where you're like grabbing them by the neck and like swinging them back and forth, you know, lassoing them, stuff like that. I'd be using one swan as a weapon against the others. I'd be crazy. I'd be doing crazy work on swans. Yeah, I don't think they'd kill you. Eagles are easy. I'm dying on the falcon. No, I don't think a falcon could do anything. Yeah, the birds are at a disadvantage because they have hollow bones. Yeah, non-flying birds, we'll talk, right? We'll talk about that a little bit later. But any bird that flies, it's over, I think. A shoebill, well, they sound like a gun, so that's kind of scary. I think I'd kill a shoebill. I'm pretty sure I'd take a shoebill. Their legs are so thin. They don't have muscle there. Doesn't look that strong. Yeah, none of the flying birds can kill a healthy adult in a 1v1. I'm standing that. That's my ground. You also have to consider, like, I'm a larger man, right? Like, I weigh a lot. So I have a weight advantage on, like, a lot of animals. So if you get a solid strike with a branch on the bird's wings, it'd be over. Oh, yeah, exactly. You just got to keep it away from your face. And even then, it can't stay at your face forever, right? It's not like the bird can like... It's not like the bird can just go hover mode and like sit in front of you for 10 minutes scratching at your face, right? It has to dive in and out, and those are recovery opportunities and opportunities to hit it every single time. You just have to guard up and then wait for the opening. Yeah, if they like critical hit you, you'll bleed out eventually maybe, but you just never let them get that crit. That's like a crazy crit chance too. Pigs, I would destroy. Domesticated pigs. I mean, they'd put up a fight. Right? They would lose. They'd put up a fight, but they'd lose. I think a pig would like put up a fight, right? And try to knock me over or something. But a normal pig probably can't do anything to me. Yeah, no shot for them. No, okay, so Geisha, we talked about the boar. This was where this idea came from. Was last stream, we were discussing me 1v1ing a boar. Hot take, I think it's a 50-50. I think it's a 50-50. Pigs eat people you can go to pen alone with several of them. Oh, really? How could they do that, though? I mean, we're talking on 1v1. It's fine. It's regardless, but... Yeah, they would get me with their cuteness. Okay, so here's the problem. Yeah, here's the problem with the boar. There are many different types of boar. And this is maybe not the best example of a boar, because this is the strong boar. This is the strong boar. So apparently boars can be up to 220 pounds and also have tusks. Now, the 220 tusked version, that's a problem. But the 160 pound average boar that doesn't have tusks, I'm killing it. I'm killing it 100%. I have weapons. Here's my strat, right? Here's my strat. My strat, I'm going to hit this thing once with a stick. I'm going to get first strike on it, right? I'm going to get it with like a stick spear or something, and then I'm going to run up a tree and wait for it to die. That's my strat. I'm not going to stay on the ground for an hour wrestling with a boar until it gives up. I'm just going to hit it once and let it bleed out and then just go away. I'm going to be up a tree. That's where I'm going to be. I'm going to attack the boar once and then let nature take its course. You know? The mob use pigs to dispose of people. Yeah, they eat people, but not when I'm like alive, you know? Yeah, we hunted boars with spear, right? You could never defeat me? Wait, well, you're a magic cat, so you have, like, spells. You can probably cast, like, Zeta Flare. And yeah, I can't deal with Zeta Flare, that's true. But the boars will just bite chunks out of you as well. Yeah. Yeah. So it depends on the boar. That's why I'm giving it a 50-50. Because if it's the big, scary boar with tusks, I'm probably in trouble. And probably can't kill it. But if it's not, if it's an average boar that doesn't have tusks, I don't think it can beat me. I have, like, good odds against a boar, I think. Yeah, horde of boars is a problem, but we're talking 1v1s, right? Just like a wolf, right? I don't take 3 wolves, but I take 1 wolf. I'm gonna make that claim. I'm making that claim. I'd worry about a boar or pig getting your femoral artery. Yeah, they are at the right height for that. They really are. That's a good point. What you do is you have to just perfect parry the boar. You got to jump over the boar like you know, like Toro, when you Toro a bull. You just got to jump the boar when it charges you. It probably can't turn on a dime, right? Just do sick, like, jet set radio stunts over the boar and then perfect parry. Wild man's been devouring wild boars since the dawn of time. Yeah, just jump the boar. I'm going to use my femoral artery. Well, okay, I was thinking about this. Is like, you always, as a human, if you have good, like, strength and you have good, like, what's the word for it? If you have, like, high willpower as a human, you can always sack a limb to get a kill, right? So, like, as a human, this is like a dangerous choice to make, but you can always sacrifice a limb to get a close-up attack. Now, some animals that's not going to work on. Like a bear, it's going to swing you around. But some animals don't have the strength to swing you around. So if you give them your arm, you're now in face striking range. So you could make a sacrifice. You could make a noble sacrifice. The crab strat, exactly. Yeah, nearby rock. I mean, I get to use tools, so... Give me a rock in the boar's grass. Yeah, I don't think a rock is going to be too helpful. Maybe a bit, if it's like small enough for me to bash a boar. But I'd be looking for spears at that point. I'd be looking for big sticks at that point to keep it away from me. Yeah, bear one-shots. There's no world. Well, I wouldn't say there's no world where I beat a bear. Now, hear me out. I think there's one world where I beat a bear, you guys. I know grizzlies one-shot humans, and you might be thinking, Sclim, you're ridiculous. How could you ever beat a bear? I think there's one world, and that's if we're on the fire planet of Mustafar. If we're on the lava planet of Mustafar and I have the high ground, I think that I do have a good shot against a grizzly bear, because I think I can bait the grizzly bear into overestimating its power and trying to jump me and get it in the lava. So I think that is the one scenario where I can, in fact, take a grizzly bear. So I can't give it a true, I always lose, you know? I don't think you'd be a Mustafar, but I believe you. Well, maybe I am, right? Maybe I am. It's almost May 4th. Maybe I'm there. Something to consider. You know, just, we have to keep that in mind today. We have to keep that in mind. But yeah. All right, back to what we were doing. We can't discard this scenario. It's an important scenario. Yeah, polar bears and tigers. I agree with that. This predicates itself on being on the high ground. I think I'd be on the high ground on a Mustafar bear fight scenario. If the bear was hibernating or tranquilized and barely alive. Yeah, if it's brown, lay down. If it's black, fight back. If it's white, good night. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much for when it comes to bears. That's the rule. I actually agree with you on this. I think you've got the high ground on Mustafar. You can win. Yeah, I thought about this one. Hey, Jenkins. All right, sheep. I mean, it puts up a fight, right? But I win. All right. Deer. Controversial. Controversial. I think I beat a deer. This is very controversial. Well, I could beat a sheep, but it's going to put up a fight. Like, these animals, I would destroy them means they have no shot of ever hurting me. They would put up a fight means they can hurt me. But I'm going to win, right? Here's my deer conversation. I've thought about this a lot, right? Because I run into deer a lot. I run into deer in the woods a lot. Now, if you get a buck, a huge buck that's like out west in the woods with antlers, that's a different story. But a normal deer, here's my idea. Headlock. If I get a deer around the neck and you got a deer in like a headlock position and you're like kind of like on the side and back of the, I don't think the deer can do anything. I don't think a deer can drag you. You know, I weigh a lot, right? I think I could wrestle a deer if I get it in a meaty headlock, you know, right around the neck. I think I could wrestle a deer. I'm willing to say that. You know, people wrestle alligators. I think I could wrestle a deer. All I'm saying about swans is I knew a guy who tried to fight a swan past tense. No, there's no way. There's no way. Hey, Dave, what's up? There's no way. Deer also high variance. It is. It is. Because the thing is, deer are multiple things. Where it's like, deer are a buck that weighs 300 pounds and is like an auroch, right? An enormous auroch-like thing that's out in like the Pacific Northwest. Deer are also the Nara deer that are like kind of wimpy in comparison, right? That deer, that's the one I encounter all the time. I can kill that deer. Barehanded. Well, I'd have a rock, but I could do it. I could do it. Easy choke around the neck, right? Easy. Gators do have a critical flaw, but I don't know if I could kill a gator. We're gonna get to that. I really don't think I can. I think I could stop a gator from killing me, right? If you get the advantage drop on them with the mouth thing, but I don't know how you would kill the gator. You'll redeem yourself when we get to moose. I'm not winning against a moose. A deer with CWD, you could win. I think I win most scenarios against deers, unless you have the top tier of deer. Like, I think that I would kill more deer than I would kill boar. You know what I mean? Like, I think boar is a more dangerous 1v1, 50-50. Deer, I'm giving myself 70% probably on deer, depending on the deer. If we take every deer and we have the average deer, I think I win. But the high end of deer is dangerous. You know? The boar is also evil. Now, a ram, I don't want to really fuck with this. I'm going to be so honest. This is like out of my zone. This is out of my my natural range. I don't know how a ram acts. I don't know how to deal with a ram. I think I might lose a fight against a ram. I think I might lose a fight against a ram. Yeah, they give you super cool concussions. I think they can kill me. If a ram hits you with a charge, it's breaking everything in your body. Yeah, I think, like, are they just bratty sheep? So I don't know, because like the videos I see of ram are them charging and decimating things. And I'm like, I'm actually maybe more scared of that than I am a boar charge. I don't know if that's unrealistic of me to say, but I might be more scared of the ram charging me than the boar charging me. It feels at perfect height to like absolutely destroy my pelvis. Hey, Metal Cobra, thank you so much for the resub. The upper limit is a deer. Your upper limit's a deer. I think my upper limit specifically is like a big wolf, or is like a normal wolf maybe. They're much stronger, much more dangerous. If it hits you, you're going down. That's the thing, is like I don't think I have a way to kill a ram fast enough. Because I'm thinking about the environment I'd encountered a ram on too, and there's not a lot of sticks, right? I'd be on a mountain. So I'd be climbing a mountain and this ram would come at me. It's probably going to be at or above the alpine line. I'm not going to get a big spear or anything. I probably don't have a way to keep the ram away from me. I think I lose. I think this is the first animal I might lose against 1v1. Yeah, like I don't think I have a spear. Unlike I would in the boar scenario, because boar are mostly in woods and like areas that have sticks. So I don't think I get spear buff. I might not even get good rock buff if the boulders are too big. I might lose against a ram. I don't know. Yeah, I think it kills me. I know I can't beat a kangaroo. I know I would be the type of person to say that I could beat a kangaroo. I think I lose against a kangaroo. An adult kangaroo. My cousin actually got beaten up by a kangaroo. Real story. My cousin was being, when he was in his 20s, he was being dumb, and he like cornered a kangaroo, and the kangaroo double jump kicked him in the chest and broke all of his ribs. So like, yeah, this thing can fight. The problem is, if a kangaroo was just a normal animal, I would say, yeah, I can beat it. But kangaroo, no martial arts. This is an animal that is a skilled kung fu animal. We don't have many of those, but this is one of them. And being as that's the case, I don't think I have a technique that can beat it. You know? Yeah, you could like box it if it doesn't use its legs. You know what I mean? I guess, yeah, you could chase these animals to exhaustion and then finish them, but we're probably in an arena, right? We didn't rate emu yet, no. I think kangaroo, if it kicks me, I'm in trouble, and I don't really have a good way to stop it from kicking me. Although there is that one video of the guy who's his dog's getting attacked by the kangaroo, and he just goes up to the kangaroo and punches the kangaroo in the jaw. He just squares up and straight up like cross punches the kangaroo, and the kangaroo just stands there like, what just happened? Right? Because I think the kangaroo is surprised at the audacity of the human to just come up and actually punch it in the jaw. But he didn't kill the kangaroo, right? The kangaroo just looked confused and then left. He didn't do a lot of damage. Yeah, have you ever seen a kangaroo giving something a headlock? Because they can do that. You say kangaroos have no wrestling, but that's not true. They could give headlocks. Hold on, let me get a picture of this. It's actually wild. You've clearly never seen this, because this is a problem. This is one of few animals that can put you in a headlock. Kangaroo headlock. Let's see if I can find the image here. Yeah, like that's not fair. Hold on, where's the jacked one doing it? There's one where he's like super shredded and he's putting something in a headlock and it's like, uh-oh, what do I do about that? Okay, yeah, here's a good example. Here's a good example. This isn't a headlock, but there are images of headlocks. This is the dude who punches the guy. The punches one, right? Look at that thing. Yeah, he just stood straight up. Look at that. I don't want to look at his arms, dude. Like, we look at the forearms and think that's where the no, look at his biceps. He's gonna choke me out. That thing's gonna choke me out. I don't know what I can do. What else can put you in a headlock? A gorilla? Yes. Gorilla could put me in a headlock. Like, I don't think I want to fight a kangaroo. I think it kills me. If we're like trying to kill each other, I think a kangaroo 100% kills me. It's smart too, probably. Oh, it could lift me for sure. It could kick me like 10 feet away. I'm in real big trouble if I'm fighting a kangaroo. I don't like those odds. Yeah, I'm going like no odds on that one. Yeah, I'd put up a fight though. I'd be able to hurt a kangaroo, but I wouldn't win. That's like a 30%. Now a chimp, I'm not even bothering. They would destroy me. I'm not even bothering. Maybe monkey bias. I think a chimp is just a better version of me. Zoos put chimpanzees on a higher threat level than big cats because they will attack people for fun. Yeah, I think a chimp would rip my face off. In the immortal words, do you know how much of a problem we'd have if there were chimps everywhere? You'd never be able to get to your car. No, chimps are just a better version of me. I don't have any chance against a chimp. They're actually just better than me in every single way. And they can use tools too. If they wanted to, they could pick up a rock and hit me with a rock. And they'd rip my face off. They'd like eat my teeth. I don't know. Planet of the Apes was a warning. Yeah, the kangaroo's really bad at fighting, but I think, yeah, peak kangaroo, I'm in trouble. Yeah, have you seen, let's pull up a picture of a hairless chimp. We're now becoming the Joe Rogan experience. Jamie, can you pull up a picture of a hairless chimp for me? Hairless chimp. Oh my god. Look at it. Okay. Yeah, see, this is, like I said, these things are just a better version of me. Look at this. Are you telling me you want to fight that? Look at this thing. That's a human arm right there. That's a bodybuilder sized arm and it's all strength. Yeah, they also understand how your body works, so they'll target you. They'll hit your chakra points. It's you, but stronger. Menacing, right? This thing is evil. This creature is going to eat you. This is a better version of me. I'm not gonna, they would destroy me. Chimp, I'm like, I don't even know how I'd go about fighting a chimp. Because you have to go friendship. But the problem is, if we want to kill each other, right? How? I don't have an out against a chimp because he's me. So these other animals, right? I can use my two-legged advantage. I can maybe climb a tree. I can maybe jump over them. I can maybe, you know, use my legs or use my arms where they wouldn't be expecting it. Chimp can do all of that. So like, what am I going to do? Okay, can I don't know, try to kick a chimp? He's going to like catch my leg and like break it or something. Dude's going to like judo me. He's going to judo throw me and then eat my face. I can't punch a chimp. He can punch me. He has claws too. Like, how do I attack a chimp reasonably? That's why I don't even think I'd put up a fight. Like, I think he'd just win. Like, I wouldn't be able to do damage to a chimp. I don't have the strength to do anything to it. Or the attack angle, you know? Can you swim? I can. Can chimps not swim? Only way is if you, like, throw a rock at its dome. I think it'd live. And it'd probably just dodge it. It has better reaction time than I do. Catch it in a headlock choke? I don't think I'm stronger than a chimp in a headlock choke. Like, even if I get a chimp in a disadvantageous position, I don't think I can keep it there. I think it'd, like, kick my ribs through or something. I can't swim well. Drown him, but if he gets in the water first, do not fight him. Why? What does it mean if he gets in the water first? Look up shaven chimps. Their muscles are insane. Yeah, we just did, actually, Small. Look. We were just doing that. We have one right here. Hey, Small, welcome in. They will, like, sorry, like, rip off my organs. Yeah, they will. They seen his delts? No, we're both bloodlusted in this scenario, but we have our faculties, but we need to kill each other. So we're both smart. Now, it's just better than me in every way. I don't know what I do about that. I don't even think I can out-stamina it. I think the chimp has better conditioning than I do. He's directly challenging. Wait, if a chimp gets in the water first, he's directly challenging you to fight him in the water. Why? Why would a chimp ever do that? Is that like trying to give itself a handicap? Is the chimp like, I don't even need to fight you on land. You're weak. I'll take you in the water. That's scary. I don't like that. I really don't like that. Chimp is a human that can't play Clash Royale. Yeah, and it's way stronger. It's that confident. That's, if it's smiling, that's a bad sign. Yeah, that's a really bad sign. This is maybe the animal I least want to fight, because it's gonna take a long time is the problem, right? Like, I think a bear, a gorilla, hippo, they're just gonna kill me. Maybe they'll play with me a little bit. I know some of the bear deaths are really gruesome because they'll like eat you from like the bottom first. So maybe not a bear, but I think a chimp would take a long time to kill me and it wouldn't be a good time. He'd be like absolutely stunting on me and wrecking me for like 20 minutes beforehand. Like, it wouldn't be a fast fight. I'd still be alive for a while. I really don't. And they're fast. I don't want to do it. They're really fast. Okay, so cassowary. So we need to see... I need to do some studying here because I actually don't know much about the cassowary. We need to do a little bit of studying. Is this just an emu? And I say just like it's not a bad thing already. Dagger feet. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's a bad name. Most dangerous bird in the world. Oh, no. If it's an emu, let's take a look. Oh, it does have... Ooh. It does have knife feet. They're modern velociraptors. Evil animal. Let's get a size comparison. Oh, that's kind of big. That's kind of big, you guys. Wait. Oh, no. I see it jump kicking a board right now. Hold on. I'm going to get a few pictures up before I put it back on screen because I'm on Google. The bird with a kick. Creature fact. Oh, no. Does it have like a fact where it like... Its kicks are as strong as bullets. Is this a Pokemon? Cassowary size. Take a look. The foot claw can disembowel you in one... Oh, okay. Well, yeah, this is a velociraptor, isn't it? Oh, no. I didn't know this was real. This is worse than an emu, I think. I think this is way worse, actually. They rip out people's intestines all the time. Oh, okay. I'm going to lose. I could fight a pistol shrimp, yeah. What is it going to do? Put a hole in like 1 inch of me? Gonna attack my heart directly. This might be an insta lose. Let's look. All right, so that's a little scary. That's a little scary. That's also pretty scary. They have raptor feet and a hard head. All right, this guy is a shield and it's not looking well. All right, let's see. Oh, wow. It can weigh up to 150 pounds and reach a height of 5.9 feet. And it's got claws. Their kick alone can break bones and cause other internal damage. Do we have like a PSI on the kick? Like this is like a Kamen Rider breakdown? Oh no. Oh, its feet are huge. Oh, that's... Oh no. Because like when I think about emu and stuff, like their feet aren't that big. Those are big feet. Oh no. Yeah, that's an evil messed up animal. Oh, it's really big. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't think I win that. I definitely don't win that fight. I mean, I'm putting up a fight. It's not going to 100% stunt on me, but I lose that. I lose that 100%. I'm going to get 1 hit in, though. I'm going to get 1 or 2 hits in, I think. Now, an ostrich, though. Sweep the legs and grab and lift the leg. No, but then won't it just stab me really fast? I don't think I have the strength to sweep the leg of the cassowary. Like, it's clearly got good balance, right? It just stands like that. I think it'd rip me to shreds, actually. I think it's gonna rip me to shreds. But I think I could maybe kick it once in like the body or the neck area. Or like I'd get a punch in and then it would just immediately disembowel me, like frame 2. But what about an ostrich? This is an important question. What about an ostrich? Is that different? If I mount the ostrich, it's a goner? Yeah. I've dealt with ostrich before in real life. And they're mean. I think I win. I would think I beat the ostrich. I don't think it has the tech. It's a, you know, it's a powerful animal, but I don't think it has the tech to beat me. Now, it is looking a little scary in some of these images, though. It'd put up a fight. Wait, an ostrich can kick a lion's jaw off. Are you sure? Hold on. How strong is an ostrich kick? Cassowary can be 7 feet tall. No. No. Oh, cool. An ostrich kick can deliver up to 2,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. Their muscular legs and 4-inch razor-sharp claws are enough to kill lions, hyenas, or humans with a single strike. Okay. Well, if an animal can let's just like let's put our foot down, okay? If an animal in their description says it can one-shot a human, I'm gonna say I can't beat it. Hold on, where did our thing go? I think I lost it. Where's the... Uh-oh. Did I delete the tab? Wait, where's my tab? Hold on, I think I lost the tab. Reopen, close tab. Reopen, close tab. Where'd it go? I think I oopsied. Did I use the tab to look up ostrich or cassowary? I might have. Hold on. Good thing it's not on screen. Give me a sec. I think I might have deleted the tab by accident. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I have the other one. Where did it... Oh, did I use the tab for ostrich? I think I did. I got it. We're back. We're so back. All right, let's see here. Let's take a look. Yeah, ostrich... No, never mind. I don't think I can beat an ostrich. Claws are kind of unfair. We should breed ostriches to be able to ride them. I agree. You're assuming this is both in the ring right away? 10 minutes of prep time? Well, no, what I'm saying is like we're meeting them in the environment they'd be in because humans are in every environment. So this is like where you would realistically encounter this animal is what I'm saying, basically. And so, yeah, I don't think I have any bonuses here. Love the ball, very detailed. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you know, here's the thing. The neck's a problem, or it looks beatable, but it says it can kill humans in 1 strike. So I'm gonna say it's about as dangerous as a cassowary. I think the difference between the cassowary and the ostrich is probably an attitude and violence. Yeah, gorilla is the most destroy me animal of all time. Yeah, gorilla. I mean, what can we say? What can we say? Gorilla's like the best animal ever. You know, I think gorilla's maybe the best animal of all time. So of course it's gonna beat me. I don't think it's the strongest animal of all time, but I think it is the best. What are you doing against the silverback? Nothing. Exactly nothing. That's, yeah, 1v1. That's what I'm saying. That's why they're in the destroy me category. I don't even get a hit in on a gorilla that matters. Tiger's the most destroy me of all time? Yeah, that's fair too. I could beat a shark in the woods. I agree with you. They'll rip you in half. Yeah, they'll rip you in half. Yeah, I think a gorilla can beat most things, actually. I know gorillas are like... You know, I know gorillas are... People say like, oh yeah, gorillas aren't strong against some of the other animals out here, but I don't know. Gorillas are pretty cool, you guys. I think a gorilla could beat some bears. I think gorillas are really cool. I know they're cowards, but imagine a bloodlusted gorilla, okay? Because gorillas are cowards, so they like run away and stuff like that, and they false charge. But imagine bloodlusted gorilla with the strength they have and how cool and strong they are. And smart. I don't know. I think they might be able to beat up some like bears, some mid-tier bears. Tarzan's dad, exactly. You know? One of our most famous kaiju is just what if a gorilla was really big? I love how gorillas spin. I love gorillas. They're like big monkeys. I love gorillas. But I think they're one of the coolest animals of all time. Hippo or croc are the scariest. Yeah, hippo would bite you and you're just gone. Yeah, and then croc's a problem too. Now, cows, I am going to undervalue the cow and say I think they're going to lose. I think this is a dairy cow, and I think a dairy cow loses to me. I think cow tipping is a thing, right? I'm just going to tip it. I'm going to kill it on the ground. You could kite a cow. Cows are just too big. Now, if we're talking like something wild, like a bull, no. But a dairy cow that's like domesticated and kind of pathetic, yeah, absolutely. I think so. It'll take me a while, though. Yeah, it will take a while. Chimps, gorillas, orangs, humans, and sklims are apes, not monkeys. Monkeys have tails. Well, how do you know I don't have a tail? Maybe I'm a monkey. Cows are tanks, but what can they do to you, actually? Yeah, exactly. It's like cows are tanky, but I don't think they can do anything to me. Cow tipping's a myth? Really? Don't people do that? I don't think a cow can kill me. I don't think bulls are yeah, bulls are DPS. But like, I don't think a cow can kill me. Like a dairy cow? Now, if we're talking a wild cow, I'd say my odds are way worse. I think I lose. But if we're talking like a domesticated, never has done anything in its life, it's overweight on purpose, dairy cow, that's kind of pathetic. Yeah. Yeah, docile cow, a normal cow, like the cow we're looking at right now. I think it puts up a fight, but it loses. Cows kill more people in the US than sharks. Well, if sharks were on land, we'd have a problem. You know? Yeah, I know they're the same species, but like... one has like better horns. Mythbusters did an episode on cow tipping. It wins you over due to cuteness. You think so? I don't know. I think like I think I'd beat a dairy cow. Maybe it's a 50-50. Maybe I'll give it like a higher ranking. A docile cow is easier to handle than a sheep. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dairy cow is different than Matador bull. I lose against Matador bull. I have no way to kill that thing. But a dairy cow, I'm probably not going to punch it. I'm going to try and break things and let it die, you know? Horse, I don't think I have a reasonable way to damage a horse, unfortunately. I think they're too tall. But does it kill me? Yeah, because it kicks me. Like, if it manages to back kick me, I guess I do die. Right? Against a horse? I think I put up a fight and lose against a horse. You'd have to run it to death? Yeah, the horse would trample me. Take cow like a horse, don't stand behind it. Yeah, I mean, definitely don't stand behind it, but the problem is I think horse are taller, and so I have less range on it. No, I didn't see the incident that happened. What happened? Yeah, horse's legs are weak. Yeah, they'd break my bones first, then kill me. The bite's probably really bad, too. I bet they can take limbs off with a bite. Horse kills you if you don't have a weapon to get at their legs. Yeah. Yeah, like, horse is too tall. I don't have a good way to attack it, you know? Yeah, horses rear up. That's the thing I'm thinking. Okay, buffalo's not even close. Like, buffalo is a problem, right? Hey, what's up, Karma? We're ranking what animals I can beat in a fight. Yeah, buffalo, there's no fight. Yeah, rhino. I mean, this is not... What world? Okay, in what world are you ever able to fight any of these animals? These are the top tier of animals right here. This is the animals that you had never have a chance of beating, maybe even less so than a gorilla. Like a rhino, you have no good angle of attack on a rhino. You can never get through its skin. It's gonna gore you. Same thing with a hippo. Even if you have a gun, it might not even matter. One of the best matadors messed up, took a horn when the sun doesn't shine. Ooh, that must really suck. Yeah, moose, secretly like 13 feet tall. Impossible to kill. Yeah, rhinos are slow and blind. Yeah, but I can't do anything to a rhino. What am I going to do? Like, poke its butt? Like, it's made of leather. Like, thick leather. Yeah, moose are a problem. Moose, you know what? Let's put this on screen. Let's pull up how big moose are. Because I think some people in chat might not understand how big a moose is. Moose compared to human. They're one of the last megafauna on Earth. I'm just going to show you a picture of what moose, like a moose. I think some people don't realize how big moose can get. Let's see here. Let's see a good comparison picture. Here's a couple. Yeah, let's just like let's be reasonable here. This is bigger than a vehicle. Yeah, this a moose is bigger than a car. Here you go. What are you doing about that? That's such a problem. Average male versus a moose. It's so big. Yeah, say rip to everything. Yeah, moose parked in the seat from a car crash. Yeah, they win against cars. It's ridiculous. Moose are ridiculous. You'd just die. You'd never be able to fight a moose. They do. They miss. They just walk off. All of these animals are impossible to kill. Buffalo is definitely like the sturdy build. It's kind of fast. All of these are like monsters. These are Monster Hunter monsters right here in terms of tier, I would say. The only natural predator of the moose is the orca. Yeah, and that's because they like to go swimming. You know? They're northern hippos. True. If it were my best, let's see, best I could do is pull my phone out and text my loved ones. Yeah, failed to send the text. True. In an interesting case of a moose in Denmark, it swam from Sweden, to the island of Sjælland, only to get ran off by a train. Okay, giraffe, also a problem. I think they're just too tall. I think it kills me slower. It doesn't one-shot me. Maybe it does with its legs, actually. Actually, you know what? The giraffe, like, head whip attack probably kills me, right? In, like, one hit. Days since last moose incident? Oh, no. Oh, no. Maybe giraffe also destroys me now that I think about it. I don't ever think of them as, like, an aggressive animal. But with, like, the head whip attack and, like, the trampling with the legs, they might just kill me before I can actually even do anything. Yeah, you know what? I don't think I can get a hit in at all on a giraffe. Same for elephant, right? Those are like impossible to animals. Those are impossible. Now, easy tiers coming in. We did all the hard tiers mostly. Easy tiers. Yeah, I think it's going to stop me. I think its legs are better than I think. Giraffes also have a sentient tail. Yeah. Rat, obviously. I would destroy a rat. Not even a chance. Salamander, destroyed. Cat, destroyed. Fox, destroyed. A wolverine. How big are wolverines? Yeah, the wilds of Africa are in fact hard mode survival. But luckily these animals don't regularly hunt you down for fun. So there's that. How big is a wolverine? Let's take a look. I mean, I know he like regenerates and he's been around a while, but... Oh, that's kind of big. Yeah, it's a kind of messed up, freaky creature, huh? Alright, let's take a look at the wolverine. Did he get bested by green beer bottles? What, did he throw beer bottles at wolverines? Oh, that might be a reference. Teehee. That might be a reference. Giraffes have similar neck structure to humans, so they're not actually more flexible. You can still break the neck easily if you dodge. I don't think I can get up there, though. You know? Are they fairly aggressive? We're assuming everything's aggressive in this case. Yeah, about as big as a fox. It looks a little bit thicker. It's got mean teeth. I mean, it doesn't kill me. I win. But this one fights me. This one for sure puts up a good fight, I would say. Right, a wolverine's like put up a fight but lose, I would say. They have killed bears. There's no way. There's no way. Maybe like a bear that didn't try. Wait, really? Why? They're not even big. How? Why? Okay, hold on. I think... Here's the thing. Are we just underestimating humans? Are we just underestimating humans? Because I think everybody likes to say like, oh, dude, this small animal that weighs half of you is definitely going to kick your butt. And I'm like, well, hold on. We're animals too. We're animals too. And I think sometimes people forget that we are strong, powerful primates, right? I don't know. Maybe we're underestimating humans here and our abilities. Wolverines are very violent. Everything's violent in this scenario, though. So am I. Ripped out the bear's throat. Its victory conditions grapple. Ooh, that's kind of a problem. That's kind of a problem. Yeah, I guess grapple victory condition's a pretty easy victory condition, right? To get on a human. That's a fair point. We're built for endurance running, not ripping and tearing. Yeah, but we're like pretty strong still and we weigh a lot, you know? We're staying in the woods. We're going to encounter a wolverine in the woods here. Yeah, I like this. I like how you're thinking, Lasso. In the real world, every single one of these animals has been humiliated by our ancestors. You're right. You're right, they have. And, you know, but to be fair, that's with prep time, right? That's with, like, a group and tools. So, they do have the honey badger cultural buff. That's a good point. Yeah, you know what? Maybe 50-50 is fair, because I think grappling is a dangerous win condition, because they get that pretty fast. Like, you'd have to one-shot them, right? Or they're going to grapple you. And I don't think I can one-shot him. Unless you get a good kick in. I will say people, underestimate humans' ability to get a real meaty kick on a four-legged animal and completely ruin their life immediately if they're charging you. Because, like, imagine the force of, you know, something charges at you and you get it with a kick, right? Like, you get it with a kick right away. That's like a lot of force coming in, right? That's breaking them. That's making them so they can't move anymore, probably. Yeah, Tirzu. We should ask Tirzu. We really should. Man is the time-binding animal. We fight in the fourth dimension. True. But yeah, 50-50 then, because I think grapple's a dangerous scenario. I do think I win against all dogs. I win against all dogs in every scenario. I lose against a cheetah, but I try to put up a fight. I beat a wolf. I'm saying it. I'm saying it. I also think I beat a hyena. Maybe a 50-50. Nah, I'm going to beat a hyena. You'd be too busy petting it. Humans are also very durable. I know, like, people underestimate humans. Because you have to remember, we're not scared in this scenario, right? We're not going like, oh no, I'm flinching because I'm scared of the wolverine. I also want to kill this wolverine with every fiber of my being. So like I'm as dangerous as I'm as aggressive as the Wolverine is, you know? Cheetahs are considered small cats. I don't think they're... Wait, are they? I assumed a cheetah would just gore me immediately. You know? Am I wrong? Yeah, Belgian Malinois are terrifying. Luckily, it's a Labrador Retriever. Are we fighting a gray wolf or a timber wolf? I would say maybe any wolf. Cheetahs are oh wait, are cheetahs actually small and fragile? Hold on. But like, how do I deal with a cheetah? Because it runs like 60 miles per hour. Wouldn't it just like get me before I do anything? You beat a hyena, so I may be changing my model plan from a hyena now. Wait. They're slightly bigger than dogs. Their burst speed. Yeah, but they can do a lot with that. Oh, wait. Do you think I can beat a cheetah? Hold on. Let's look at the cheetah's mouth. Do we think I could maybe beat... Am I undervaluing? Could I beat a cheetah? Yeah, cheetah size. They have terrible recovery time. Oh! They're glass cannons. Oh, we're thinking I can beat a cheetah then. Hold on. Oh, wait. These things are so... Okay. I was thinking more leopard. These things are pretty small, actually. Up to 132 pounds. Yeah, that's kind of weak. Yeah, you know what? No, I'm going to raise my chance against a cheetah. I don't think it gets me. I was assuming it was the same as a leopard or a tiger in danger level. But no, you're right. Look at this thing. It's kind of puny, actually. It can't turn speed. Oh, okay. I think that's okay. Let's raise our chances on cheetah then. Well, again, violent. We're assuming violence. Yeah, I wouldn't be running from any animal. Like, as a human, I think that your worst option ever is to run away. As a human, right? In a battle scenario, you have to face and attack as this animal's coming in every single time. I think you never run in any of these scenarios. Unless you're trying, like, obviously don't tank a rhino charge, but like most of these animals you face head on. Okay, fragile bones too. Okay, never mind. They're chumps. I'm changing to they put up a fight but lose. I'm changing. Yeah, 132 pounds. That's not a lot. That's not a lot. I got some weight on that thing. Okay, but I will say this. I think that all of the dogs I totally beat. Labrador, wolf. I know hyena's kind of a dog, right? I think I beat all the dogs. I think the big cats are way scarier than the big dogs. Because the big dogs aren't that big, for one. There's no, like, mega predator super dog. And one dog, I think I beat. I don't think I beat a pack of dogs, right? More than one dog, I lose. Like, if you got two wolves and they're working together in a pack, I'm losing. But one-on-one, head-on against any dog, I think you win. Well, luckily, dire wolves aren't real except that one time where they are, sort of. But we talk about that every stream. You know? For leopards, it's the largest predator humans killed barehanded because the guy shoved its fist down his throat. I did hear that story, yeah. Look up Tibetan Mastiffs. I do know there are very big dogs. Luckily, this is none of those. Luckily, it's a Labrador and a wolf. And none of those are scarier than the biggest dog. Because I would say there are big dogs that are scarier than wolves, and they're meant to hunt wolves, right? Like, I mean, even the Borzoi, I think, is meant to hunt wolves. And the Borzoi is not the biggest, scariest dog out there. Like a big Mastiff or something, that might be a loss, but I don't know. Irish Wolfhounds, yeah, the big dogs, that might be a loss, or like a 50-50. These I'm confident in. Well, it's a good thing I'm not trying to bite it. I like their bite force is 475 psi. Humans have about a third of that. Good thing I'm not trying to bite the dog to kill it. I think you could do great damage to dogs. Here's the thing. Dogs are the perfect animal to get kicked upon approach, right? Yeah, there are dogs bred to hunt bears, but it's an assistance thing, right? It's a pack of dogs, like, slowing down the bear and you shooting it or something. Or it's a pack of dogs slowly whittling down the bear and dodging it. Right? Like, one goes in, dodges the bear's attack, and then another gets it from behind, and they just, like, bleed it slowly. But a 1v1 scenario, head on, I'm taking any dog. Well, except for maybe, like, the biggest one. But, like, a Labrador, yes. A wolf, yes. Hyena, yes. That's what I'm saying. Hey, Bean, welcome in Raiders. What's going on? We're doing a tier list of all the animals I think I can beat in a fight. Very VTuber male content right now. Welcome in, Raiders. Hope you had a good stream. How you doing? What were you up to? The perfect dog to hunt humans doesn't exist because we killed them all. Yeah, true. But dogs are kind of, dogs are scary. But I will say this, I actually think that I'd be more worried about fighting like Princess the Pit Bull than I would a wolf. Because I think the more gangly a dog is, the better chance I have. But the more dense a dog is, the worse chance I have. The more dense anything is, the worse chance I have, right? Because like a pit bull, I don't know, like Princess the Pit Bull charging at me, I don't know if I can defeat it with a kick. I don't know if I can actually get through its density, right? But like anything else that's charging me, and if you get a good kick on it, I think you beat it. Because like, yeah, they're gonna get injured. They're probably gonna break a rib. They're probably gonna break a leg. Like if you get a full kick at full charge coming at it, like you keep it, you don't go down. Now the problem is if you get on the ground, right? Like if a dog gets you on the ground and starts going for your neck, you're in trouble. If you stay on your feet, you don't let it bowl you over 1v1, and you stay upright, best thing can do is nip at you and jump at you. And that's perfect attack angles for you. That's like, it's exposing its weak sides at that point. I don't think wolves are that big. Hold on, because I think wolves are generally smaller than the big dogs. Hold on. Big wolf size to human right now. Modern to human, let's see. Because like old wolves are big. You take a fight with a cow over a cheetah? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to ask about Komodo. Komodo dragon's a weird one. Yeah, I guess I could give Princess the Pit Bull my arm and then kill it from there, you know? Used to volunteer at a wolf sanctuary. Wolves are slightly smaller than a Great Dane with an extra 25 pounds of muscle and call families back up. Yeah, they can get 4 feet tall at shoulder. All right, here's a good one, actually. Here's a really good picture. Here's a good picture. Okay, they're kind of big. They're kind of big, but they're not too bad. They're kind of big, but they're not too bad. I know it's a small image, sorry. But like, all right, that's a dire wolf, which doesn't exist outside of one scenario where they maybe exist. And then there's a gray wolf right next to it. So a gray wolf, a big gray wolf is at like chest or belly height for an average adult male, it looks like, right? Now I'm going to imagine that's like an upper end size of a gray wolf. So the regular wolf's probably between a husky and a gray wolf, right? Like that's a big dog. That's a big dog. I think I win. I'd say, can you fight a Komodo dragon without taking a hit? Yeah, because they have actual poison damage, right? As long as you protect your neck, you could last long enough to beat it. Exactly, that's what I think. Like, if I get bowled over, my chances go down to like 0, I think. Like, if it gets me on the ground and we're in a grapple situation and it's like on my neck, I think my chances of wolf are down to like now here. It jumps 2 slots, but if I stay on my feet, I think they're losing. Komodo dragon poison's a myth. Don't they just have like really bad teeth? Okay, so I actually don't know a lot about Komodo dragons. What's the lore here? Aren't they pretty big? And again, they have like poison bite. As long as it doesn't kill you instantly though, right? Long term, I can win. I can win short term, and that counts. I'm just going to immediately put jaguar and lion at no. They would destroy me. I don't have a chance. Same thing for here. Same thing for here. Same thing for... These are all not even close, right? They're big and their pit will kill you. What do you mean their pit? Yeah, guaranteed infection. Fling it away. But it's kind of like how do I... It's kind of leathery. I feel like this is maybe a limited version of the crocodile problem, which is how do I kill it? Because it's got armor, effectively. Like, I could maybe stop it from killing me, but how do I kill it? Because I don't win otherwise. Enter. Lib, thank you for the follow. Lil, well, thanks for the follow. What's going on? Like, how do I... Hold on, let's look at the size of the Komodo dragon. Like, how do I kill it? What's my best angle of attack for killing one? They tank machetes? Yeah, what do I do about that? I might not do anything here. Take a look. That's huge. Oh my god. I didn't know they were that big. What? I didn't realize they were that big. Oh no. Komodo dragons are venomous in the same way mosquitoes are. That's not fair. Not only are they tanks, they have a poison bite because it bacterias you. I mean, we can do that too. Humans have that tech, but look at this thing. I don't think I have a way to kill that. It looks like, I mean, how strong is its skull? I didn't realize they were that big. Like, even if I have a rock, can I get it? That guy can swallow deer whole. It's pretty big. Oh, apparently they can get up to 160 kilograms. Actual dragon. They kill rams, which you can't defeat. I didn't know they were in the same environment to battle. I didn't know that was a matchup that could happen. You can kill it. They live in the tropics for a reason. Okay, well, I don't have a way to make them cold. Unfortunately, I don't have a cold array with me. I'm going to take a no on this one, actually. I'm going to take a lose on this one. I just don't like... I don't know. The scaly monsters seem like I can't... Maybe I'm wrong about this, but all the scale creatures seems like I have no way to, like, pierce them and do damage. Fight it at night. Toss them in the freezer. Yeah, crocodiles also, they would destroy me. I don't have a way to beat it. Like, I think if crocodile were not built armored like it is, it would be a put up a fight but lose, but I don't think I have a realistic way to hurt a crocodile. You know? Ride it for dear life and choke hold it and hope the labor of pulling your body weight wears it out enough. Right, but then I guess, what, I just, like, beat it in the head? You know what, Fuzz, you do have a point. Hey, Fuzz, by the way. You do have a point. Maybe it's a 50-50. Because, yeah, I guess if you do get on its back, and it can't, like, rear up, really. So I guess if you do chokehold it, it can't bite you, and then you can just, like, wear it out and then, like, beat its head in with a rock. So maybe it's a 50-50, because I think mounting a Komodo dragon feels more realistic, because it's low to the ground. Right? Yeah, a crocodile I don't want to deal with. I don't want to deal with that. Black bear, they're not actually that big. I'd lose to them for sure. But black bears are actually not that big. Can I do damage? No, probably not. I think they just destroy me. I think they just destroy me. Yeah, I'm feeling very confident. Let me look at the second list and get the animals we haven't done yet, because there's some more unique animals on the second list that I think are, like, important to consider, you know? Very important to consider. So this, yeah, I feel pretty confident about this. This would say that my high end is a boar. And I think that's what we said on Tuesday anyway, that my high end is probably a boar that doesn't have tusks. Is probably my 1v1 high end. And that's a 50-50 at that, so... Yeah, 50-50 a boar. Yeah, boars are huge. I don't care. They're like up to my waist or something. They're not bigger than a wolf. I don't care. I'll take them. 50-50. But the 50-50 is dependent on, right, if it's like average boar, no tusk, 165 pounds, that's, they put up a fight but lose. If it's a tusked one that's 220 pounds, that's I put up a fight but lose. So that's why it's at a 50-50. It depends on the type of boar. So the bear the Wolverine killed was a polar bear? No, that's not real. I can win against the sun bear? I did Google how big a wild boar is. They're 165 to 220 pounds. You know? That's the range. So, high end, I'm in trouble. Low end, they're in trouble. There's no way a Wolverine killed a polar bear in a 1v1. There's no way, right? The polar bear must have been sleeping. That polar bear must have been asleep at the wheel. Yeah, they do. They evolve into boars in the wild. It's kind of crazy. All right, let's do the second one. Here's the chances one. In a zoo. Did the polar bear try? I don't think it tried. I really don't think it tried. That's like a bear winning against Godzilla. Yeah. I don't think it tried. I think that was a, I think the polar bear took a dive. I think that was like a paid event. I think the polar bear got a payout afterwards. All right, let's do some weird creatures here. They got some freaky little guys on this. This one, I'm just going to go way quick here. You could be proud knowing you beat me in a fight. I'm disabled, but still. Well, I'll take that with me. Thank you. I'll take that with me. All right, let's see here. This is an armadillo, right? That's what this is? Or is that an aardvark? That's an anteater. Yeah, I'd win. What is this? Doesn't look big. I'd win. It looks small. You know, the unfortunate... That's a tapir? Okay. I know it would give me leprosy, but I'd still win. The problem with the octopus is you're 100% fighting this underwater, so you'd definitely lose. Actually, maybe 50-50, because maybe you can get it to let you go. I don't know. That might be a lose. That might be an auto lose in the water. Wait, tapirs are 600 pounds? Wait, I thought they were small. Are they big? Am I wrong? I assume, just by looking at this image, I thought this thing was like beaver-sized. Is this not beaver-sized? Am I making a mistake? Hold on. Tapir size. I'm looking it up. Oh, shit. They're huge. Oh, never mind. That's boar sized. Oh, never mind. Wait, that's boar sized. That's a 50-50. That's a boar. That's effectively a boar. I don't know what it can do damage-wise, but it looks like it's a silly nose. Oh, yeah. Baboons are a huge rip. No shot. Depends on the octopus. Some have venom. Yeah, but would it kill me right away? One kid made the news killing a giant octopus. Okay, maybe then a 50-50 on octopus. Okay, that's a bear. Yep, 0, 0, 0. I don't like panda odds either. Shark? No, I would never be able to kill a shark. Right? Like shark would, the best you can do is scare it off. You could never kill it underwater 1v1 with no tools, right? If you straddle it to pier, what can it even do? I think it's boar though. It looks as strong as a boar. I guess maybe, but it's not a 90, you know, it's not 99, so maybe 50. Yeah, I didn't realize they were that big. Yeah, but you can't kill it. How do you kill it after rotating it? Okay, orca, no. No, absolutely not. Walrus, no, absolutely not. Dolphin, Dolphin do fight sharks, but in packs. If you keep it from moving, it'll suffocate. I might be able to kill a dolphin. I wouldn't give it a 1%, but I'd give it like a 20% or a 30%. Underwater is huge disadvantage, but if you held on to a dolphin, yeah, I guess it would just drown you. That's a good point. Yeah, I guess it would just drown you. That's a good point. You're allowed handmade weapons if you can find them in the environment, so underwater is just like an auto lose pretty much. Yeah, orca is not even close. Orca's like an apex predator. It's a super apex predator. They just... The problem is orca are really smart, and they actually just know that humans... There's no documented cases of an orca attacking a human in the wild. Orcas are really smart, and they have culture. That's not a joke. And they know that humans are not, like, food. They will not screw with you. But in this scenario, they are screwing things, so... You know? Alright, what about this? This is like a... What is this thing? Is that a dick? Yeah, what's a dick? I don't like all of these horned creatures. I don't really like them. They do have culture. Some of them wear salmon hats. Yeah, they're cute. Orcas are cool. I don't like my odds against any of the big horned non-deer animals. You know? Oh, it's pronounced dyke? It's something different, I see. Like, if we're assuming... We gave the deer good odds because we assumed it wasn't a giant buck with horns. I don't like the horns. That guy looks thick. I'm going to say 1% there. I'm going to say this thing looks a little thinner. But it probably just gores me immediately. This I'll give 50-50. Doesn't look like the horns are as dangerous. That's big. But it's also small. No, that's a 50-50. And then we have ape time. All right, now these are like spider monkeys. I'm giving those good odds. That's not a chimp. Chimp is a 0% chance. Boons are 0%. Okay, honey badger, I realistically can't kill. Right? Like, honey badger is an auto lose, I feel like. Realistically, I have no way to kill this thing. And it's gonna eventually kill me. I think this is maybe the only animal that out-staminas me. Like, out-staminas a human, right? Where they're just gonna get you eventually. What is... Oh, that's the Wolverine, which we gave... I think we gave the Wolverine 50-50, but fairly... Maybe we should redo that because of the grapple scenario, yeah. It's not 1%, but this is effectively going to be the tier that's like, I'll put up a fight, but I'll lose tier right here. And unicorn would be an auto lose. I think so. I think so. You're so wrong on the Wolverine. Well, no, we changed it because what the tier said before... The tier says specifically, I would put up a fight but lose, right? Wolverines are more dangerous than honey badgers? I don't... Can you just kick it? Yeah, but they don't die. That's the problem. They just don't die. Maybe it's a 50-50, but... Maybe it's 50-50. I don't think 1% is generous. I don't think 1% is generous at all. I think Wolverines are overhyped. I'm going to say it right here. And listen, if there's any Wolverines in chat, I'm sorry. I think Wolverines are overhyped. It's just the vibe I'm getting. It's just the vibe I'm getting. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is, so there's a bit of like a I don't know what that is scenario. As a Tasmanian devil, yeah, 50-50. This has horns. Like, definitely, right? Like, this is a big horned deer. I don't think I have a good way to kill it. Zebra, 50-50, no horns. Those horns are even bigger. You're like something like a zebra, so whatever. Giraffe, we said we'd lose against. That's a mongoose, I believe. I easy win a mongoose. Easy win it. Turkey's not even close. That's not even close. Several documents of them killing bears. I just wouldn't be bad like those bears. Like, we know that that was a freak chance, right? Like, we're going to accept the fact that those bears 99% of the time kill that Wolverine, no problem. You know? So that was a freak bear incident. Those bears weren't trying very hard. I wouldn't be like those bears. They would never catch me moving like those bears were moving then. The orca's the most concerning creature. Yeah, no, orca's probably the worst thing to ever fight. It'll just get you. There's no counterplay. Hey, sir. There's no counterplay against water buffalo. No counterplay against rhino. Elephant, same deal. Yeah, that's not it. I don't want to deal with an orangutan. Eagle, 100% easy. You're small. Gorilla, that's a 0. That's a hyena again. I think we give good odds on hyena, but realistically, not a 50-50 or a 90-90, but like a 70. But I'll put it like here. I'm more confident. Wolves, again, I think I do like, I guess we'll put in 50-50 because it's more realistic, but oh wait, that's the hyena. They're both hyenas? Yeah, I'll fight all of them after a stream back to back. Is this a corgi? I don't know what this is, but I'm killing it. Horns would be instant death. Yeah, I don't like the horn scenario. Easy kill. What is that? Is that another hippo? Yeah, no, that's not. The second hippo is also a problem. A dingo. Yeah, we'll take the dingo. Croc. I don't think I win. A snake. Yeah, I kill a snake, but it's probably venom kills me, right? Okay, these are all different snakes. The answer to all of these snakes is I don't think the venom acts fast enough for me to not kill the snake. That's the answer, right? For every snake is like the snake kills me if it's venomous, but otherwise I kill it first. I think. No, I've seen eagles up close. I've dealt with like I've been like 3 feet away from eagles and big hawks. They're fine. What about the king pythons? I think like you could probably just, if you get its face, right? They're not. I don't think they can be that fast. The really big ones, I think if you get its face, you can kill it. Could you take an anaconda? I guess the muscles are crazy, but you could like kill its head, right? You just have to bash its head in with a rock, and then the rest of the body doesn't matter. Now, if you don't have access to the head, like if it jumps you and it wraps around your whole body first, and you don't have your arms, then you're in trouble. You know? Then you're in trouble. Golden eagle snatch goats off of mountains? Well, I wouldn't. I'm not a goat, luckily. Would never snatch me off the mountain. Any snake is beatable. Yeah, as long as it doesn't ambush you. But that's the thing is, like, I don't know these snakes. There might be one of them with a venom axe in like 10 seconds. And in that case, I lose, right? And I guess maybe I lose anyway, because it's not like I'm going to live the fight. Like, I'll die afterwards, so it's a 50-50. Golden eagle snatch jackrabbits. Yeah, but luckily I'm a human. Luckily I'm like 200 pounds. Like, it's not snatching me. I'm killing it. Find a big ledge, jump off sideways. Yeah, like let it absorb the blow. Exactly. Jackrabbits aren't 200 pounds. Nuh-uh. There's an eagle that hunts monkeys? If they beat monkey, yeah, but they're not hunting chimps. No way. No way they're hunting chimps. No way they're hunting chimps. All right, yeah, we said kangaroos auto lose because kangaroo has martial arts, so it's like a 1%. Yeah, Komodo dragons. We did give it a 50-50. Lion, no. No way to beat a lion. No way to beat a tiger. Cheetah, that's a leopard. No way to beat a leopard. Cheetah, yeah, we said cheetah was like a good shot, actually. We had like a good shot on cheetah. And then this is a moose, that's a no. Every bird, every flight bird is easy win, not even close. Vulture, same. Kangaroos are super buff. Yeah, we're giving cassowary and ostrich both like 1% here because I think they stab me to death. I don't care. I'm gonna kill the golden eagle. Right, I would put money on the fact that I would win against the golden eagle. It's not even close. Not even close. I would go as far as to say I could back-to-back 2 golden eagles. What is this? It's another creature. Another ostrich-like creature. Is that as dangerous as these? It's so much faster than you. But doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It can only come at me from the sky directly, right? Like, I don't know if speed matters that much if it can only come at me from the sky directly. Because, like, you're going to see the angle it's coming at you, right? And it can't hover there forever. So it has to strike and then leave. So you just, like, you know, it's like hitting a fastball, right? It's like hitting a fastball. in the stadium. You just gotta whack it on its way in, and then it's dead. I don't think an eagle can ever kill me. Right? Because here's the thing, right? Worst case scenario. Let's say worst case scenario. And I can't hit the eagle, right? The eagle's really fast. I can't get a good hit on it. Worst case scenario, I curl into a ball and I protect my neck. What can the eagle do? He can scratch me a lot. Eventually the eagle's going to get tired. And then when it slows down, I'm going to come out of my ball, right? My defense curl, I'm going to come out of it and I'm going to be a monster. I'm going to be way more powerful now. And the eagle's going to be tired. The eagle's going to be like, oh my God, I can't keep up all these strikes. I'm getting tired. And that's when I grab it by the neck. And I start swinging it around like a lasso. Beat it around. Because like, what is an eagle going to do to you if you're in a ball? It's like it's like my problem against a rhino. They don't have the piercing damage to get me in that scenario. I don't care. They're not going to get me. They're not going to get me. It won't matter. They'll scratch me up. Yeah, it'll be bad. Yeah, it's going to be pretty bad, but they're not getting to my vital organs from the back, I don't think. Mutual destruction. Giant snapping turtle coming up. Ooh, I have dealt with snapping turtles before. What if we give you your shield? That changes so many matchups. Well, actually, no, it doesn't, maybe. Maybe it doesn't change many matchups at all. If it gets an arm, it'll break your bones. What if it pecks my arm? Gonna target my bone with a peck? Are you armored? No, I'm not armored. Not armored. Raccoon, easy win. Porcupine, easy win. Gives you a chance against the cassowary? I guess it does, yeah. Platypus have a paralyzing venom. That's a problem. Is this the Hyrax and the Quokka? Are these the friendly and evil animals right here? Yeah, 100%. Eels, I think those poison you. And again, that's like a water problem. Can the eel kill me, though? Maybe it's a 50. Because I don't think it can kill me, but I don't think I have good tech to kill it. This is just a big... Is this a snapping turtle? No, this is a regular turtle. That's easy win. Turtle in the ocean, I think, is also easy win, actually. Snapping turtle... Bober. All right, so here's the problem. A snapping turtle is dangerous. It's going to bite your finger off. But can it kill me? It's kind of small. Right? Can it kill me? If we're fighting to the death, I don't think it can kill me. I think that's a good win chance. It's too small. The only 50-50 you haven't added in yet is boar. Yeah. We've talked about the boar a lot. Yeah, maybe if like the snapper gets me in the jugular, but you know? Yeah, if it gets an ankle, I don't think that kills me though. Yeah, grab it hamburger style from behind and then just bash it against rocks. It's so gruesome to imagine, but imagine you get the snapping turtle from behind and then you just have it and you're just like swinging it around and hitting it against stuff. Like, that's your win condition. The Bober Kurva memes. Yeah, Bober Kurva. If it tries to drag you. You know how much they weigh? They're massive. Yeah, they are. I've seen like some pretty big snapping turtles. Seen some pretty big ones. But like, you know, there's a point, if you can get to a point of the fight where you've immobilized them and it's an easy way to get to, then you're fine, right? Like if there's, I think win condition wise, we have to consider if you can get to a point where it can't attack you anymore and you're just on top of it and it can't do anything about that, then you win. That's an auto win because it's just not, you will eventually find a way to kill it. This looks like a tinier monkey. So I'm gonna give myself a yes against a monkey, maybe like 50-50. I don't know. That looks kind of strong, maybe. Imagine a burger. There are alligator snapping turtles. Yeah, regular snapping turtles are small. That's just one piranha. I'm winning that fight. Now, here's our boar. The 50-50, but this is a scary boar. This is the high end of boar. So I maybe lose against that. I think that's a sloth. Now, regular boar, here's our good chance boar. This is our high chance boar is what I would say. The low chance boar and the high chance boar. These all flightless flight birds are over forever. Platypus, I think I beat a platypus. But like, I don't know. Maybe it has tech. Flamingo, easy. All these birds don't even have a chance. Like I said, air combos all day. That looks small. I'm gonna kill it. Oh, gazelle? Is that a gazelle? Or an antelope? Yeah, that's puny. And then we have some non-puny animals. This looks like a little bit thicker than a deer. 50-50 low chance. That's a dick. Yeah, maybe like a he does have horns, but they're kind of weak. 50, but like not. Maybe it's like a 30. It won't kill me fast. I don't know if I can beat Perry the Platypus. He seems really strong. Yeah, Camel's a no. Camel's probably a no. I don't have a way to damage the Camel, I don't think. It does have paralyzing venom, but how long does it take? I'd probably win first. Oh, Dictics are 1 foot tall? Wait, is this the Dictic? Wait, is this the 1 foot tall Dictic? Where is it? Where did I just put it? Is this 1 feet tall? Are you serious? No? Pretty quick. It's in the easy group. Okay, then it's where it needs to be. But like, yeah, these are Titans. I don't win against that. I don't even know what that is. Is that like a weak buffalo? No, I'd maybe give a 1% on that and 0% on this, maybe. Oh, that's not where that is. This goes here. And then maybe like a 1% on the other one. Looks weaker. Yeah, bison are problems. That's an African buffalo. Oh. Okay, yeah, you know, I think this is rhino tier. Like, this is the problem tier, right? Like, all of these creatures that are like the thick big boys, that's the tier where it doesn't even matter how strong they are against each other because I just have no way of hurting them, right? Like, obviously, like a bear and an elephant are probably stronger than this buffalo, but I have no way of hurting any of them, so it doesn't matter. They're all just out of my reach. Yeah, I'd say pretty confident in that. But yeah, I think what we've learned today is that I'm maintaining my opinion on the fact that any bird that flies is so easy. Is so actually easy to beat. Any flying bird is win in my favor, I think. Unless in the past, pterodactyls, terror birds, things that are like big birds, that's a problem. But real modern birds, too small. Can't do it. You should do an anime character tier list. I don't think I win against any anime character, though. They're all very strong. 50-50 with the honey badger? Yeah, well, the honey badger, I just don't think I have a way to... They don't die. Can you win against a clone of yourself? It depends on the timeline. Like, what era Sclim are we talking? I think that there are versions of Sclimbo I lose against and versions of Sclimbo I win against. Right? Like, Prime Sclimbo, I think I lose against Prime Sclim. But I think I win against, like, a lot of other Sclimbos, right? I think, like, if I were to the death fight a clone of myself, and it was pre 19 years old, I think I win. Specifically, Sclimbo from 20 to like 26 is maybe like 20 to 23. I lose against Sclimbo Prime, and then every other Sclimbo past that's probably equal. But yeah, I think I lose against Prime Sclim because like I was stronger later, but I was also larger. So I don't know. Prime Sclim is kind of dangerous. Yeah, no, the Switch 2 did get to 94%. It should be done. It was enough to finish it off, but it's enough anyway, I think, because I can use the exploit. So I think we're good. I think we got the Switch 2 mint. What about the other Sclimbos at the factory? At what point does a Sclimbo become combat ready? That's a good question, Ori. That's a good question. I did train a lot as a Sclimbo in the factories. Are you smarter than Prime Sclim? No. No. I don't think I am. I think I've been pretty much the same for a long time. I think it's like Prime Sclim is just a better version of me. I think it's just a faster, more youthful, stronger version of me. Right? That has like, you know, whose shoulders don't hurt as much. I know, like whose bones will break less easily. I think it's not good. You already learned what a dick is. That's a good point. I do know what a dick is now. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. What's up, Tiny Toes? Yo, what's up, Megumi? Yeah, so I think I do lose against Prime Sclim. It needs the taxes and shipping covered to get it from Amazon, yeah. You're right, I could distract with a booster box. Sclimtimus Prime or Mega Sclimtrons? Good question. Oh. So many questions. Let me see. Did we get any more marshmallows? Just to check. Check if we can sneak another one in here. No, we don't. Okay, cool. Yeah, so, I mean, this list is a little weird. I feel like this one was a little more complicated because it was either 0%, 1%, or 50-50, whereas a lot of these, I feel like they were 70 or 30%, where it's like, win. If we're doing Deadliest Warrior, I'd win 3 times out of 10, but Is the Switch 2 set to pay out to you or shipping directly once funded? Oh, you know what? It is shipping once funded, Aodo. I didn't think about that. I think it's shipping once funded. But I think I can choose to pay out instead. Hold on, let me check that really quick. I might be able to just be like, if I abort crowdfunding, I think it just gives me the money. Hold on. Yeah, it's set to buy. It's set to buy. Change that, yeah. I'll look at that after stream. I'll figure that out after stream. I'll figure that out later. And by later, I mean right now. Thanks for coming to stream, everybody. Hey, we did our stuff. We did our tier list. We did our fitness questions. We hit our topics. So I'm going to end things here, you guys. Thank you so much for coming by today. Let's go back to just chatting for a sec. I will see you guys tomorrow, same time. It is a free stream day tomorrow. We're going to be playing something, but I don't know what yet. I don't know what yet. Yeah, usually if we finish our chatting by like 3:30, I'm like, rather than play a game, I'll just end here, you know? So stick around for the raid, everybody. Thanks for coming in today. Thank you for the contributions. I think we got our Switch 2. And thank you for the bits, Fox. We got our subs. We got our Switch 2. The last day of April, by the way, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow on May 1st. Very excited for that. That's like a real spring month, you know? And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Haven't decided what we're playing yet, but we're playing something. So I will see you in a little under 24 hours. I'm going to go have fun tonight and have some stories for you tomorrow from something cool I'm doing, hopefully. But stick around and we're going to see who's around for raid. I do want to start raiding into new people I don't know, but probably not today. Because like the easy thing to do is just go into the category you're in, but I'm talking about tier listing animals. So there's that. All right, who's on today? Let's take a look. Yeah, Yomers is live. We did raid Yomi yesterday, though, so I don't want to raid Yomi again today. I'd rather spread it out a little bit. See here. Who is on doing cool stuff who you might want to see? Look. Later in the week, a lot of people are on. Who's doing what? Doing what? See Zen and Randon? I do see Zen and Randon, yeah. I do see that. Malfy's in live raider anyway. Oh, hey, ooh, what's this over here? Wait, Sunny's still going? Wait, hold on, let me look at something. Sunny must be ending. Oh yeah, that stream's 12 hours. Sunny must be ending. That's 12 hours, and it looks like, yeah, I think he's on just chatting, so. Okay. Here, how about... Let's do Ryan. Doing Code Vein. Oh, this is also kind of long. Hold on. Is this ending soon? I got to be careful. Yeah, Malfy did raid in here. Yes. When did you last exercise? A couple hours ago. A few hours ago, Drama. It looks like the game's still going here. 5 hours in, so we're going to take a risk here, but it looks like she's still going. Let's go here. All right, spell it right. And all right, cool. Let's go over here. You're a cream freak? Me too. Me too. All right, have a good one, everybody. We're going to go say hi to some Code Vein action going on over here. Code Vein action from one of the people that was in Adventure Ascension. So we're going to go say hi over there, all right? All right, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Drama, thank you for the hydrate. I'll do that right at the end here. And Sclimbo out.